starts now.
Morning, folks.
It's a real thing.
The Edge Morning Show.
We're now in the approach phase. Everything looking good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Edge Morning Show.
With Chris Knight, Eric Johnson, Fox 2's Faust, and Tabitha Hassell.
The Edge starts now.
Why are you so dressed up?
Is it Halloween?
No, not yet.
Well, what is it?
Something even scarier.
I was. What?
It's Monday. It's Monday?
That's pretty scary.
You want to hear something scarier?
Get back to work.
Now that's scary.
It's showtime.
Hey guys, welcome to this Monday. Chris, you must have the haunted house blood kicking, flowing through your brain and body this morning.
I do.
Why are we playing this music this morning?
Scarier than Halloween. What's scarier than Halloween?
If there is any
Tornadoes.
music that, well, if you're in them.
Were you in a tornado, Tab?
No, she was here. Tabitha, you look like you're ready for, I don't know, you look like you got your working on the dock clothes on today.
I do. I am freezing. I have my...
All you need is your little beanie cap.
I know.
Your
I actually
stocking
look like
cap.
an Antifa person today, and like Eric normally does.
That's racist, Tabitha. What's
Is
an
it?
Antifa person look
Is
like?
it? Somebody that looks like Eric Johnson.
Okay, then. There you go. Guys, welcome to the show. Happy Monday morning. Chris, how many more weekends of the Cobb Factory do you have left?
2.
Oh, so you go the weekend after Halloween as well.
That's right.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Where were you this weekend?
For what?
I thought you were going to come out.
No, I said there was a possibility I could. I want to bring
Oh.
my son out. I told my son, I was like, maybe if you're lucky, you could go behind the scenes with me and squirt
Silly string.
silly string at people.
Rick Pogue came out this weekend. Thank you very much, Rick.
Wait a minute. Was he dressed up?
No, he wasn't dressed up. He brought his family out.
Aw.
Dude, you put a chainsaw or something in his hand and see that big dude running through that.
You know, I thought about
That
it.
would be scary as freaking hell.
I thought about it.
With all due respect, Rick, if you're listening by chance.
He is a giant man.
Holy, I see him running down the hall screaming. That might scare the hell out of me, that's for sure. You've joined The Edge. We appreciate everybody joining us. Hope everybody had a terrific weekend. So much to get into today, right here on the fastest 2 hours of Morning Talk Radio. Eric Johnson will be here. Chris Knight, Tabitha Hassell, and Vic Faust of Fox 2. Good to have you back, Chris. We didn't see you on Friday. Lots to get to, from weather to politics to border. And we were able to put this into play over the weekend. I know people are just joining us now, and we'll continue to remind everybody. But coming up at 8:20, we're going to talk with Colonel Joe Adams about some border issues that are going on. Hadn't talked to Joe in a while, so we'll speak to Joe about some of the things that are going on there, some of his militia things that are going on. Also, if he's heard any information regarding a possible secret gun list that the government has put together
What does that mean?
to eventually go after people with guns.
It won't surprise me at all. It really won't. It's time now for all of your guns to fall off your boat into the river, lose them on your hunting trips,
And report those as
and
missing.
report those missing. It's time.
Where do you report your missing guns?
Well, I don't think you have to. I don't know if you have to report a missing gun. I just think if somebody ever questions you, like, oh, I lost that on a hunting trip. Nope, I took that boating with me and it fell in the river. Sorry, I don't have it anymore.
Now, through the greater St. Louis area, we did have storms last night, but, some people down in the Fredericktown area, St. Mary's, Missouri area, Chester, Illinois area.
Coffeen, Missouri.
Some small little towns
Yes.
got hit with a tornado. We don't know exactly what kind of an EF tornado it was yet. National Weather Service will get out there.
One of them was an EF0. That might have been in Fredericktown.
An EF0.
An EF0. They said that's like, I think it's 60 or 58 miles per hour winds up to 85 miles per hour winds.
We get 50 mile an hour, 70 to 60 mile an hour guns
but they
aren't
don't
considered tornado.
But they don't twist and turn. And I know there wasn't a ton of damage in the
No,
Fredericktown area.
no deaths that I've
And thank
been
God, no
reported of,
injuries.
yes.
I was watching that so closely because we have property in that area. and one storm system went right through the area where both of our houses are.
Were you hoping
I
that
was
the
really
tornadoes
nervous.
just tore them down?
No. We just got a contract on one on Saturday. We're trying to sell both of them. I was praying with everything I had that nothing happened. It was scary.
And by the way, I got an email. We want this coverage off TV. We want our football. I was like, first of all, I don't work for Channel 5. I work for Channel 2. And that sucks when you're trying to watch Sunday Night Football. And the majority, probably 90%, maybe 95% of the viewing area did not have to worry about what was happening last night.
Right.
So they want to watch their football.
Right.
But then a small, tiny little portion has some tornadoes.
But
so they interrupt programming. I agree with you. I
have a rebuttal on that, though.
But here's the thing. When you're Channel 5, you're stuck.
Well,
You're
Channel
stuck.
4, too, did the same thing. Channel 4 interrupted because I was watching Channel 4.
They didn't, no, I'm talking about last night. Though.
I know. They had football on Channel 4 last night.
No, that was the early games. Those were the games that were finishing. I'm
I
talking
see.
about throughout the national game of the week. They put a little box in there, and then you had to listen to this guy say the same thing over and over again from Channel 5.
But
so
it was very important to do so.
My point being is, I get it. It sucks, but the channel, I mean, if it would have been Fox 2, you're stuck. You're put between a rock and a hard place. Because even if it's a small little portion of the people, technically it's your viewing area, so you have to cover it.
It is your viewing area. That's what I was just going to say. We have...
Well, I say it's your viewing area, Tabitha, but here's the thing.
Yes.
And I know you may not understand. There are 0 rating meters in the area.
Okay, but it's not all about ratings. Here's something.
Why do you think TV's on?
I understand, but...
And I'm not trying to get into it. I'm gonna head it off right there. I'm not getting into debate about safety.
I get
Safety
it.
always comes first.
But I
I understand both sides of this.
Okay, well, here's one side maybe you don't understand, and maybe a lot of other people don't understand, is that if you live in those areas like Fredericktown, Farmington, Ironton, some of the places those massive storms were going through.
You're used to tornadoes.
Well, you are definitely used to tornadoes, but they
It always
have
gets
to
that.
depend on channels 2, 4, and 5 for their weather coverage because they don't have their own channels down there.
That was my point.
Yeah, so
Turn on the radio.
if those people want to see the weather and they want to see where those storm warnings are, they have to watch the news. And we have to remember, a lot of those rural areas don't have tornado sirens. So they have to actually listen to a weather radio.
Absolutely.
Or see it. And a lot of
If they
people are
don't have
visual and they need to see it.
The sirens, if they don't have sirens, and I didn't know they didn't have sirens in that area. If
Yeah,
they
it's
don't,
very rural.
If they don't have sirens, then that's a problem.
Right.
And those counties need to get on that
well,
this morning.
The bigger
Because
areas
I thought that they
do.
did.
Like somewhere like Ironton
I was
has
told
a
that
siren.
every area of Missouri should be able to hear a tornado siren.
That's absolutely not true.
Okay.
Because you have to remember that area, like let's say Fredericktown, between Ironton and Farmington, I mean, that's just all rural. It's like farmland. There are no towns to have a siren. And the area between Ironton or Lesterville and Fredericktown, again, it's all very rural.
Yeah, people are saying it was so. What I was saying was it's a frustrating thing. I
I'm
saw
sure
both
it is
sides of
frustrating for people.
especially when 95% of the area is fine. So 95% has to sacrifice for one area. It's part of it.
But we care about people's lives, and we have to remember that.
Nobody ever said that it wasn't that. No.
Oh, I know you don't care about people's lives, Vic.
Anyway, it was just good that these were little teeny tiny tornadoes. And
Yes. They caused a lot of damage in some areas, but thankfully no injuries.
So
Couple cattle, couple fence posts. It'll be all right.
Well, they completely
They
wiped out
interrupted
some
my
houses.
damn football game.
Yeah, and
for
Luke-
some cattle.
No, it's not cattle. There was a
nobody
couple houses
was ever
completely
in
wiped
danger.
off the
Well,
foundation.
Nobody
was
was
ever
hurt.
in danger. Nobody was even hurt.
How were they not in danger? Their entire house was wiped off the foundation.
Well, how do you know they were there?
Because I saw them on the news talking about it.
Well, if you live in that area, don't you have tornado shelters?
No.
Oh, come on, Tabitha. If you're from the South, you know better than that. Of
That is
course you
not
have tornado
true.
shelters.
How do you have a tornado? You're at your house out on your farm. Where in the world's a tornado shelter at?
Wherever you're going to put it.
There was a house.
That's Tornado Valley, southern
But
Missouri.
once again,
Are
I
you kidding
understand
me?
both. I understand both sides of this. I really do.
Yeah.
I do.
I believe you do. Because you work in the industry. You understand.
Because trust me, Fox 2's been put in that situation before on other incidents when
Oh,
we've
no
had
question.
breaking weather come in and you have to put a little box in the corner of what people actually, most of the people want to be watching.
Who cares about football anyway?
No, see, you're not a sports fan.
Who cares about football anyway?
95% of the area. So that's
Yeah.
what was not it didn't even have rain.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot going on. There were some storms over on the east,
but it is serious.
not a
I know
lot.
it is serious. We're just grateful. No deaths have been reported. Obviously, you can rebuild. So there you are. All right. Happy Monday, everybody. In about 8 minutes, we're going to talk with Colonel Joe Adams about some issues going on at the border. What's true, what's not. Tabitha had heard some things over the weekend, and just because you don't hear about it in national media as much does not mean that it has not become a major issue. And it's still a major issue. And as he calls it, a disaster, not a crisis,
Right.
a disaster.
Right.
So we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about it, break all that stuff down.
And we have to, because we know the Biden administration is getting ready to go back to the Remain in Mexico policy. We know that Eric Schmidt is fighting to start the border wall being rebuilt again. They can continue the construction. So guess what? Everyone is trying to get across the border illegally as quickly as they can.
That's another issue. And the Post-Dispatch put out an article ripping Eric Schmidt, saying that he's using Missouri taxpayer dollar money to fund his trip down there to take
As
care
he
of the
should,
border.
quite honestly. He
And
didn't
I've heard
completely,
both
but
sides
as he
of this.
should. He's working for Missourians.
Because the border does affect Missouri. Is what that
Absolutely it
point
does,
was.
because the people who are crossing the border illegally, guess where they're coming? They're coming here to Missouri.
We'll get into the inflation aspect of things. It was interesting when your high school son goes with you to the store and says, "Why are shelves empty? Why do they have why don't we have the certain kind of drinks that it was looking?" And then you start to explain inflation. And then I read an article yesterday. Jack Dorsey himself, Mr. Twitter CEO, is talking about hyperinflation. We've got to touch upon this today, where he says, this is Jack Dorsey talking about how what's going on right now is horrible. I mean, pretty much ripping the Biden administration for what's going on, saying to get ready because your life as you know it can change. Where you would be paying $8 for a loaf of bread in a couple months, 4 months, 5 months, things of that nature. It's just very, very, very interesting. Also, I got to give it up to St. Louis sports fans. And there were times where it felt like we were deep in a playoff run. Now I won't go quite Stanley Cup final last because I was at every one of those Stanley Cup final games. But I was at the Blues game Saturday night, and I had an incredible time. Sold out. You would not have known. It was the first game since March, I think it was March 12th of 2020, where you could have full attendance. And I was at that Blues game too.
Did you see Sam Page?
I did not see Sam Page until yesterday. And that's why I bring this up. First of all, I was getting to Sam Page. The Blues crowd was electric. This Blues team is damn good. And I know they're off to a good start, so it's easy to feel good. They are deep. They've got a ton of good players. They are healthy. And damn, do they look hungry. And this Blues team is good. The environment was great. It was incredible to see basically a sold-out crowd there again, people enjoying themselves. And then it was goofy. You wear a mask in. Did Joe already call? Damn. Maybe I need to wait. We'll hit it after Joe. I know we'll take Joe for a while. Long story short, yeah, you wear your mask in, and then everybody just took it off. Okay?
Of course.
And I am not, and you guys are going to get pissed at me because I'm not, and maybe it's because he's the one that, the pictures I saw of Sam Page in a box.
He was not eating and drinking.
But I'm going to tell you this. There were several times the rest of us, we don't have video of Sam Page to know if he didn't have a cup in front of him and was drinking.
Well, he may have.
Everybody in the stands, if you weren't drinking, nobody had their freaking mask on.
Of course they didn't.
Nobody.
But that's not
and
that's
I
okay.
didn't either. And if somebody was going to tell me to put a mask on while I'm sitting watching the Blues game and I have a cup next to me, but I may go
But you're not Sam Page.
But I may go a couple minutes without drinking or eating. I'm not putting my damn mask on.
You aren't Sam Page. You are not the person who is responsible for these mandates in St. Louis County, which led to mandates in St. Louis City. You're not that person. So that's okay for you. It's not okay for him. Because the rule is he needed to have it on.
I had more of a problem with him wearing a Blues jersey.
Oh, me too. Somebody should burn that off of his body. They should have ripped
He shouldn't be allowed to wear a
That I did with him not wearing a mask. Okay, we're going to take a quick break because we got to come back. We're going to come with Joe Adams. We're getting things started. You know what we do here. on the Edge. Eric Johnson will be in, Chris Knight, Tabitha, Hassell, and Vic Faust of Fox 2. It's a Monday morning. There is a ton to talk about. We're going to have fun, get you going on the fastest 2 hours of morning talk radio. Colonel Joe Adams, the one and only, one of the best guests we ever have to talk about the border. He talked with Border Patrol yesterday. We'll have some fun with Joe. We'll talk more about Sam Page, the blues effort, this hyperinflation that could be coming, the weather that hit the area, plus whatever you want. Go ahead, join us on Facebook, 100.7 The Viper. Share the show as well. If you want to give us a call, you can. The phone number 636-695-2915. Now, if you have some questions for Colonel Joe, feel free to do that on Facebook, 100.7 The Viper. We'll try to keep track of those and get those to Colonel Joe as well. We don't know how long that'll go, but we're getting started on a Monday morning. It is October 25th. You can also stream us at viperrocks.com. Back with more right after this.
Edge morning traffic.
A rough morning for Highway 61 drivers. Big southbound delays continue just north of Wentzville. There's about 5 miles of tap-and-go traffic. Traffic is also slow. Highway 79 traveling southbound from the area of Old Monroe south through the St. Paul area. There's been a major jam on 370 since the 5 o'clock hour this morning. Westbound traffic is heavy from construction. That slowing starts at the Discovery Bridge and makes its way back to the St. Louis Mills Road area. I-70 in good shape from the 6470 split over the Blanchard Bridge. 64 drivers, no problems for that eastbound drive into St. Louis County, but it's slow go for you once you reach the Chesterfield area. I'm Fox 2's Molly Rose. That's your Edge morning traffic.
The Morning Edge. 100.7 The Viper.
Contractors Flooring Supply is your Mohawk Revwood Select dealer. This is water-resistant wood flooring without compromise. In stock with free underlay at just $287 a square foot. Contractors Flooring Supply has solid, rigid core, waterproof plank stock. They carry a huge inventory for the do-it-yourselfer, or Contractors Flooring Supply will do the installation for you. Always free estimates at Contractors Flooring Supply, next to the new Rural King, Warrenton.
Ask Sherwin-Williams and get your color your way. We've made it easier than ever to try and buy color. Preview paint colors in your home with our Color Snap app. Then visit swsamples.com to have color chips delivered to your door for free. Or order some peel and stick samples to try on your wall. When you're ready to paint, shop online or stop by your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store and get everything you need.
My stomach.
Don't worry, I've got you covered.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
What's that?
It's Pepto-Bismol Chews.
Pepto-Bismol's in a chew?
Yeah, they taste great and provide fast relief. And you can always have Pepto-Bismol handy.
Ooh, let me try it.
Try Pepto-Bismol Chews for fast relief.
Nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
If you have a calling to serve people in your community and help bring about positive change, come join us. Compass Health Network is currently hiring for multiple positions. We serve communities in 46 counties across Missouri and have a place for you. If you are a licensed therapist, nurse, integrated health specialist, dental assistant, office manager, or IT specialist, Compass Health Network offers a supportive work environment and great benefits. Find out more at careers.compasshealthnetwork.org.
We're planning a trip to Spain later this year.
But our Spanish is...
It's pretty bad. So we're using Babbel.
Babbel's conversation-based method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive, bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
There's no easier way to learn another language.
Ahora hablamos español.
He just said, now we speak Spanish.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
Hey everyone, it's Brian Dawson with Brian Dawson Roofing and Construction. I'm here to remind you it's time for exterior work on your home, so call me. I deal and work with all insurance companies. I also do non-insurance work as well. I know it's your money and your castle. I want and will do what it takes to make you happy with whatever it is that you want done. Roofing, siding, gutters, windows, and if I don't do it, I know somebody who does. So call me, Brian Dawson.
At 636-465-9465 or visit BrianDawsonRoofing.com.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, then get ready to pay up. The IRS has giant private collection agencies actively tracking down folks who owe the IRS. So if you think dodging them was stressful in the past, it's going to get a whole lot tougher. Optima Tax Relief has this advice. Don't wait. Solve your tax problems now before it's too late. Optima Tax Relief works to stop the demand letters, stop the aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS collectors from targeting you. Ask Optima about the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands, and nobody knows this program better than they do. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, and they get results, having resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get a fresh start. Call today for your free consultation.
Call 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Now, back to the Edge Morning Show.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. You're listening to The Edge. Happy Monday, October 25th is the date. The time is 8:23. We got a lot to get into today. We'll revisit Sam Page's appearance at the Blues game in the box without a mask on. Tabitha's furious. I'm not that furious. It's all right. I enjoyed the game. I didn't wear a freaking mask inside like the rest of the 17,000 people there who did not. You wear it to go in, you know.
Well, and we're going to definitely get into this.
We'll get into
we
it.
don't have time now because I have a lot to say about that.
We've been some people sending out prayers to some of the areas
yes.
in the lead belt of Missouri, Fredericktown area, Lesterville, St. Mary's, some of those areas. No deaths reported, but there were some damage. We'll find out today specifically what kind of tornadoes came through the area from that standpoint. And, of course, get into more of what's going on with our area when it comes to our health. But right now, we wanted to bring in our friend of the show, Colonel Joe Adams, who arguably knows more about the border than anybody else. We've had him on several times. If you didn't remember, he worked the border for several years, protecting women and children, going against cartels at one point in time. Was even told he had $1 million hit in his head from a cartel or cartels. He's gone back. He's done work. He has friends. You know the story of Colonel Joe Adams. So I don't mean to insult the intelligence of our listeners who've heard you before, Joe, but I know we have different people listening at different points in time from all over the country. So we welcome you back to the show. First of all, how you been, man? How's your health? How you hanging out?
90 miles an hour, Daddy-O, 90 miles an hour.
You've been doing that since birth.
Everything's good here. We're just working on with the militia.
Hey, if you could get us caught up on this, Tabitha wants to bring up why we contacted you in the first place.
Yeah, you come up with some kind of periodical or something was written about the problems down in Maverick County and Kinney County down there.
Exactly. And Joe, I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it really quick before you explain it to us, just so our listeners understand what I received. I saw this on Facebook, and we thankfully Vic reached out to you just to see if there was any truth to it, because it seems a little far-fetched, but there's so much going on right now. Who knows? So this is what the message stated. It said, late tonight, which would have meant yesterday, via direct contact with Boots at the Texas-Mexico border, Boots meaning special ops or combat vets, cartels have entered northern Maverick County and southern Kinney County. They are already engaged in firefights with private citizens and have taken over a small town on U.S. soil tonight in what is thought to be preparation for an invasion. All law enforcement and U.S. Border Patrol have left the area. Expectations are that 380,000 plus illegals are hitting the southern Texas border in less than 72 hours. And I actually believe that there is some truth to this, only because we know that Biden administration is supposed to go back to the remain in Mexico policy. And I know the cartels are working feverishly to get people across the border as fast as they can. I'm not sure about the firefights and all this other stuff, though.
Wrong.
I assume so.
Wrong. That's accurate. What you just read is accurate.
It is accurate? I expected you to say that it wasn't accurate.
Yesterday, my problem was yesterday getting back with you is the fact that I had to put all the militia on standby because of the pending storms, and a lot of our operations is natural disasters and helping people. And so I've got people on standby from all the way from Bowling Green clear down to Sullivan. And I was kind of preoccupied with that, about reactionary and what teams would be sent in. If you're a member of the militia and your property, your family, or have been threatened or harmed by the storm, then we have a team will be there within an hour. Unlike the people in southern Missouri down around St. Genevieve County, they're waiting for the sun to come up.
Right.
I would have had the problem half solved already if we had a problem with a home or residence. I would have had it before the sun came up because I had the team to do it. They need to get a militia going down there.
They do.
I'm sure I'll be getting calls. No, so what happened was, of course, can you hear my dog in the background?
It's fine, Joe. Don't worry.
Anyway, everybody has a job.
We can barely hear him.
There probably was a leaf rattled outside. Anyway, so when I saw that Kinney County, so I'm walking through the house and I'm dealing with the militia set up for the emergency, and I asked my wife, I said, Dan, why does Kinney County ring a bell? What? I worked down in Maverick. I toured the border in Maverick a long time ago, a few years ago. But Kinney. And then it hit me. Now I know. I had trained a police officer from down there in Texas who, when he retired, he relocated to Bracketville down there. And so, hold 1 second. I'm sorry about that. Mocha, will you take a chill pill or something? Anyway.
I love live radio. Dogs are great.
Oh, my dog. So I know somebody down there. He's an ex-law enforcement who I trained for skydiving. I had worked a convention out in Las Vegas for Soldier Fortune magazine, and we taught skydiving or military type of jumps to people who wanted to be mercenaries, whatever. So myself and my team went down there and trained these people. Well, this police officer who's down there in Bracketville now, retired, he's not from Bracketville. I tracked him down last night and spoke with him, in fact, 1 o'clock this morning, and to find out and I read him the story. He said he knows about the Facebook posts, and they're trying to keep a low profile, but basically everything in there is true except the invasion in 72 hours. Well, the invasion is already going on.
Right, it is, yes.
Law enforcement, Border Patrol are too busy because you have to understand where Bracketville is in Kinney, Missouri. Kinney,
Texas.
Yeah, Texas. So Kinney is only 10 miles from Del Rio.
Right.
What they're getting is a flanking operation going by the people who can't go through the normal channels in Del Rio to be processed. These are all criminals.
Right.
These are people that can't pass the clearance.
Right.
And they have an objective here. The cartel is going to try and get as many people in the country as they possibly can to strengthen their numbers. So it's like it's a no-brainer. So I was talking to my friend about the firefights and all that, and he goes, oh, yeah. We've had to close the schools, barricade off the streets, barricade the perimeter of the schools to keep the invaders out, firefights on a daily basis with the cartel. They even shot at the police and the Department of Safety, Public Safety, and that's the Texas Rangers and Border Patrol. So it's a war going on down there. So the people should go to the Kinney County in Texas official website. On the official website, it lists this. We are at war to defend our borders. We're asking for personnel funds, donations, and they said, don't forget, personnel. They want people to show up down there right now and help them because they're being attacked.
Wow.
And and nobody's talking about it.
No one's talking about it. I have not heard
Again,
any mention in the media.
My friend told me they're getting hundreds of illegal criminal types coming across just into their area per day. 100.
Is this
hundreds a day? They're being overran.
Joe, is this the same group that just?
I do know about a shipment of about 500,000 sandbags on its way down to that county. Not because of high water. These people are going to be starting developing shooting positions and barricades. They're at war, and no one's there to help them.
But is this the same group that just broke through the barricade? The country of Mexico, they set up a barricade with their own Border Patrol agents, and there was a large caravan that actually broke through. Tens of thousands of people, they said, that broke through that barricade and are making their way towards our border. Or is that something separate?
Well, the same people or not, I don't know, but they actually, they're shutting down the highways. There's only 2 highways in the whole county up there. You understand, a county of a little over 4,000 people. They got more cows than they got people.
But that's a national security threat.
Agriculture. It's a very peaceful community, because I was down there in 2016 and toured those facilities down there, because there was another militia operation like mine on the border, on the southwest border, was operating down there. I was invited down to tour what their problems and everything were. Of course, it's just like ours out in Arizona, the same problem. But of course, we had that under control, and it was working. Trump's policy was working, and now it's 10 times worse than it ever has been. This is just ridiculous. Oh, so anytime you want to go back to the Border Patrol, so I talked to my different sources around the country with Border Patrol, and I got a lot of information from them too. But anyway, Texas is under attack, direct attack. The cartels have come over, and they're running people across in hundreds a day just to one little community. Now, that's one little community. I asked him, I said, what are you guys doing with all the people that you're detaining? And he said, well, let's just say there's an air base real close, which is that Laughlin air base down there.
Right.
But that's turned into a refugee camp. The Del Rio thing is it's like a whole other world down there.
Joe, what's the closest big city where there's local media? To that
down there?
area? Yeah. What's the closest big city?
I would probably going further south.
Because I don't know geographically where you're speaking. Okay,
El Paso?
Okay, El Paso. Yeah, that's a big enough market. Absolutely.
If I remember my geography well enough.
But they're not covering
I
it.
only spent 10 days down there reading the problem. I could have left there in one day.
How long of a drive is that from the area that you say is an issue to El Paso? There's a reason I'm asking this, being in television. Is it an hour, 2 hours?
I don't know. I don't know the mileage.
Okay.
It's a pretty good. Texas is a big place.
Exactly.
You can fly into an airstrip that are closer if you want to charter an aircraft.
No, the other
if you guys
reason
want to go down there, you might be able to talk me into.
I'm ready to go, Joe. Please take me with you. I have my own weapons.
I'll put it this way: if you guys go down there, you need to take somebody with you. You got a real problem.
Yeah, no, exactly.
But, these farmers are living in living hell. Now, everybody who was normally not armed when I was down there, everybody's armed now. Somebody has to watch every home in that county day and night. So somebody has to be awake. Totally. One lady talked about carrying a gun just out to take the trash out.
I can't even imagine.
She's gotten confronted 3 different times. So this is right here in the United States. Now, let me tell you, what happens in Texas border today, we will suffer the consequences 6 months from now. They are invading this country and blending into the country and migrating north for jobs or whatever, or cartel major cities. And the cartels, of course, I know we talked a few years ago about the cartels already here in St. Louis. And
right.
They are. Well, here comes some more of them. They're bringing their soldiers up. And anybody who's recruitable either by submission or by profit.
Why aren't we trying to stop them, Joe? Why don't we have military down there trying to stop them? Of course, I know the answer to that.
Trump would have. But
absolutely.
The Biden administration, this is all part of their plan.
I'm sure that it is.
What is the plan, Joe?
Just chaos and votes. You watch it.
They're all
there's
voters.
already a bunch of bills being floated around about letting illegal aliens vote.
Well, they can already vote in a federal election. They cast a federal only ballot, so they can vote in a presidential election already. They just can't
Well,
vote in local
in the state of
elections.
California, they can get a driver's license, and if you
Yes,
get
they
a driver's
can.
license, you can vote.
Absolutely so. Absolutely so. They can get a driver's license. As a matter of fact, they can work jobs. They can do anything that we can do. It does not matter that you're illegal.
So right now, people in Texas are under invasion. In fact, you know something? I wrote a paper. I think back when Jeff Sessions was the Attorney General, and I met with Sessions, and my article was entitled "Invasion USA of What's Coming," and here it is. So because the indicators, you know, I lived with these indicators for 12 years on the border, and I saw what was developing. But all they wanted was a win of opportunity, and with Joe Biden, they got it. In fact, when the Border Patrol agents, you know, last night was making a joke about they were glassing the other side of the river. Glassing means, you know, watch them through binoculars and things. And some of the cartel guys were pounding on their chests and pointing to their T-shirts, and it says Joe Biden for president. Mexico.
Oh, I bet they are.
That's how much they like Joe. I think you got to send me one of the. You got to send that to me.
Yeah, because he's letting them in. He's letting them in. He's giving them shelter. He's giving them food, giving them money, giving them jobs, giving them housing. All the things that our homeless veterans, do not get.
Right. Absolutely.
Hey, Joe.
Even here locally, the veterans talk about the veterans facilities here. I said, I'm not going to stand in line for 6 months to get something worked. I got my own insurance. Anyway, so Kinney County and Maverick down there are under siege right now, and they're on their own.
Is that something that Governor Abbott in Texas could help out with, Joe?
My friend down there, the retired police officers, I said, so tell me about the boots on the ground. He said, yeah, we got a bunch of spec op guys down here and some freelancers that come down here to help, but we need about another couple hundred of them. He says, so let me ask you a question, sir. He says, what would it cost the county if you would bring your team down here? And I said, look, my team was dismantled in 2018. We don't work the border anymore. He said, well, okay, but could you put them back together again, and what would it cost the county? I said, no, I'm involved in a militia movement here in Missouri, and I can't do that. He said, well, what about your militia in Missouri? I said, what's a different type of militia? All the guys I had on the border, on the southwest border, were all a bunch of hardtails. I mean, these are all had special skills, whereas my militia up here, you know, the preponderance of people with our militia up here are logistical support people. So last night, for an example, if one of our militia families would have had a problem with property destruction or tornado come through, we would have been there in 20 minutes. Okay, and so all of our people carry what they call a go bag, and so all our militia members pick up the bag with the weapon and head for the location that they've been mustered out to. Then the logistical team comes, because they're trained. We're training our people now, and are trained, some of them, to survive on your own logistically for 24 hours. So before 24 hours is up, our logistics support team comes in and supports them, and then we elongate and further man the operation. So that's how we operate. That's what they could have. I noticed all of the camera shots down there in St. Mary was all at night, and nobody was moving around. There's nothing. We have floodlights on some of our trucks that can light up a mountain a mile away. We would have went in immediately for search and rescue, even the pets and personal items, and secured the neighborhoods immediately, and I wouldn't have to wait for the sun to come up. So that's what the Washington Guard militia is all about.
Hey, Joe, we've got questions that come in from people on our Facebook line wanting to know certain things. And before I ask you the question, Governor Abbott in Texas apparently has asked for help and has asked for people. I don't know what kind of.
I'm connected to him on LinkedIn. By any means, I don't know him. We just connected. So I can see his private LinkedIn posts. The media is not reporting it, but Governor Abbott is asking for all the help he can get. He is making posts on LinkedIn. He's saying, we need the National Guard here. We are desperate for help here, but no one cares. No one's doing anything.
Well, they're bringing the National Guard. They better give them ammunition this time.
Yes, exactly.
They don't have any bullets.
Oh, my
and the
gosh.
cartel knows it.
Joe, so Paula wants to know, is it possible to know, or would it just be speculation, how many D.C. Congress members are owned or associated with the cartel now?
Well, if I knew that, I would probably be the black helicopters would come and get me. So I do not know that. I could probably, if I can only guess.
Okay.
But you need to fire all of them. I went
Agreed.
to a couple of speaking engagements recently where I give my border speech and Afghanistan speech and all that, and there was some politicians showing up. I wouldn't even associate with them. They wanted to meet me. I don't. I'm done with politics. This is the whole thing. I don't trust any of them.
Why did you start your militia?
I started the militia because of actually the elections, and I saw based on my indicators to the intelligence community, I saw all these things like in general happening, and so instead of waiting until we're needed, we're now preparing for when we're needed. We are ready, and we are getting more ready by the day. I get new militia members cleared every day, so we're growing just hands over fists. In fact, we're planning. We're talking about you had John Tegan on your show, right?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, but what a guy, huh?
Well, I loved him. He reminded me somewhat of you a little bit.
Yeah. Well, yeah. He was a sergeant. Anyway, so John,
of course,
and I have become good friends, even though he's enlisted personnel, and he is the one who motivated me to start the militia because he's done the same thing. I don't know if he talked about it on your show or not.
He didn't.
No.
He started militia. He's the one who put the idea in my head, and my junior officers all heard about him and talking about the militia because he wanted to join. We were going to fly under one flag, and I just said, well, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it like I've always done it. And I'm going to run my whole operation, and we'll associate with others. Anyway, so all these speaking engagements going on, and we've got something planned. Probably it's going to happen in April because you got to plan these big things 3 months out. It'll be the largest Patriots gathering and speaking engagement and rally in the history of Missouri to date.
I can't wait.
And John Tegan, now even though he doesn't know this yet, so I'm going to announce it on the radio, John Tegan's going to be there and be one of our speakers. And, of course, John, we call him Teague, is one of the Benghazi survivors and a total badass. And his entire families are badasses. You should see his Christmas card. Anyway, so I've got some other people that I'm thinking about inviting. Of course, they'll be there because they want to be. This is a huge function, and in this function, are people who have the same, mindset. And I've been speaking. I spoke before the Freedom Warriors and We the People Association, and these preppers and our logistical people that now actually has joined the Washington Guard, because some of these people belong to several groups, which is great because everybody's talking, everybody's communicating. So it's working out real well, so I'll keep you posted on, and I expect you people to be there, but it will be the largest Patriot rally in the history of Missouri, and I don't even know how many thousands of people we're planning on bringing in. So that's, what else can I tell you? Border Patrol. You want to talk about Border Patrol?
Well, yeah, and then there's a definite question we got to end with, and here's what we do. We probably got about 8 minutes, 9 minutes, so go to it.
You always say that.
Yeah, because somebody has to freaking keep control of the time, and it sucks,
I know,
and it's me.
Did you ever tell your audience about the covert text you sent me on one of your shows saying, could you condense things? And I might text back with you was no.
Yeah, that's probably
so you
right.
Share that with your listening community?
You know what? We'll go commercial
I'm not
free.
condensing anything. So anyway,
Chris, we'll just go commercial free, all right?
Have another question?
Hey, Joe.
Yeah, who are you talking to? No. Okay, go ahead.
Forgive me for that.
That's all right.
I always think it's important to connect the dots. Let's put things in real world situations. It's one thing to talk about all of this. It's one thing to hear about it. But, Joe, I still believe, and you've seen some of the worst situations, conditions, things happening, governments being overthrown, people losing freedoms in, 40 countries or so. What is it that Americans, Missourians, and people who are listening to the show across the country really need to understand about what's happening, what's going to come? Because I can be guilty of this too, but we're so comfortable in our American lives with all of our freedoms and what we're going to do tonight and tomorrow that sometimes I don't think that we're really prepared or thinking about what's on the horizon. But bad things happen, but they're not just going to go away, and it doesn't just not affect our lives.
No, not this time. We've developed a mentality about just wait long enough and it'll work itself out. Well, we have painted ourselves into a corner. So, how many people when they go shopping, only buy enough groceries from Thursday to Thursday or Saturday to Saturday? I mean, and I find myself doing that. The other day I went to pick up some things for my wife, and I said, well, I don't need 3 of those. I'll get one because if I run out, we'll come back next week. I go, there you go. You can't fall into that. We have developed things, we'll work it out. And so the border will work itself out. It's not going to affect us because we're in St. Louis. I got news for everybody. We're all going to be affected by this chaos, all of us across the board. So people like the group of patriots that I believe in and associate with, all these different groups, believe in what I say. It's better to be ready and not need it than need it and not have it. And so I've started far enough out to where when the real problems come about a year from now, we'll be ready. We won't have the problems that Kinney County's got down there because we'll be more ready, and we have more facilities up here.
And that's what I'm worried about, Joe. You know, I'm assuming you allow females to join your militia. I would guess we have a pretty good group of female listeners here.
I probably get more applications from females than I do males.
I would bet because us women, we're ready to
I'm just
jump
concerned
in.
when I hear you don't just have this many people come across the border with bad intentions and something bad not happen.
Exactly. And that's why we have to be ready. Joe, I want everyone listening to join your militia. I think now is the time we all have to band together because exactly like you and Vic have been talking about, things are going to get bad. And if we don't get together and get a plan together now, we're going to run out of options. I mean, this is our last chance to stand for what we believe in and for the freedom of our country.
Well, a lot of people that, the first question I get or statement, they say, well, I'm not, we have a big supply of personnel that are veterans and already trained. We're just kind of, because the difference between the Air Force and Marines and the Army, there's a big difference. So we're coordinating their knowledge and taking the rough edges off and everybody working the same as far as unit structures, things like that, and tactics. I mean, the Air Force knows nothing about tactics. They do now. But the big question I get is, well, look, I would join your militia, but I don't have any military experience. My comment is good. I will teach you the right way.
True, and there's...
I'm more successful with women training them to shoot and to handle firearms than I am with men because men have been shooting for years or have some experience and think that they know what they're doing, and they do not. Whereas women come in with tabula rasa, blank state of mind, and they're easier to train. Some of my most successful militia members are female.
Absolutely. Not only that, but there's administrative things to do. There's a job for everyone in a militia.
Logistical support.
Absolutely so.
We're only good for 24 hours.
Right.
We have to have the logistics come in to support that mission.
Absolutely.
And evaluate the situation. And when these things happen, it could go on. If you go under siege like Kinney County is down there, they're under siege.
Right.
So now elongate that logistical support for that. Thank God they're farmers and stuff, and they have these facilities and are embedded in the community. But when a natural disaster happens in, Tornado Alley coming through Bonne Terre and everything, those people, it's not if it's going to be a tornado or natural disaster, it's when it's going to happen. They have one almost every year down there.
I know, and that's great that your militia does other things. I mean, it's great that you're there for that type of support because it's so desperately needed in this country. I was up last night watching the storm coverage, and I thought, that's overwhelming for the fire departments and the police departments and all the first responders. They need groups like you, not just for military-type operations, but also when neighborhoods, communities need help.
Well, sure. The military operation comes in as far as security. I mean, some of the worst looting on
Absolutely.
record happens after a national disaster.
Yes.
Well, that's not going to happen in Franklin County. Okay? That's not going to happen. I'm the line in the sand. Enough is enough. Behave yourself. You can stay. In fact, you know what I found out the other day? That there's only one, in case of a natural disaster in St. Louis County. You know what the evacuation plan for St. Louis County is?
Oh, my God.
Is there one?
Is there one? Now, the way you set that up?
You know why? I know. Well, I can't tell you why I know that, like anything else. But there's only one earthen bridge across the. Let's say that the St. Madrid Fault has a big earthquake, natural disaster. All the bridges are gone.
Yes.
Except one. And that goes right to Franklin County.
I think about that all of the time, actually.
How do you think they didn't ask Franklin County residents, is that okay?
Right.
FEMA just came in and said, oh, guess by the way, you get all of St. Louis County is going to evacuate into Franklin County. I don't know about that.
And what are they going to do with everyone? How are they possibly going to manage all of that?
What else? You know, it took FEMA how many days to get water to the school?
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
No. We will be humane when it comes to those things, but if you think you're going to dump the entire population of St. Louis County and Franklin County and put them on us to take care of, I got news for you. It's not going to happen. We're shut down the highways.
Hey, Joe,
There's already a plan.
Before we let you go, how can people get in contact with you if they're interested in learning about the militia or learning in anything in general when it comes to what could be coming or just to try to be of use?
Yeah, just one thing. Okay, when I do my speaking engagements, I do one thing. You've got to watch the indicators. Indicators is intelligence. In every crime, you go back and they're like, oh, Jimmy broke into the bank and stole some money. There was no indication of him being a criminal. Bullshit. Yes, there is. There's always indicators in every scenario. You're just not trained to see the indicators. This thing is happening in Kenny, indicator. The border operation, indicator. What happened in Afghanistan is an indicator of the chaos of this administration in the self-destructive nature. So anyway, if they're interested in joining the Guard or got any questions, they can email me at Washington Guard 9, the number 9, letter 9, Washington Guard, the numerical 9, Washington Guard 9 at gmail.com.
Joe, we appreciate your time. Thank you again so much for coming in today. The time flies by. We'll continue to keep in contact with you. And please keep me posted on anything that we need to know about. We appreciate you. You're a national treasure and a resource, that's for sure.
That's what my wife says.
That's right. That's why you've been married a long time.
Oh, she just heard me. She raised her eyebrows. Anyway, hey, keep your powder dry. Call me if you need me. Okay, I'm out of here.
You got it. Later, the one and only Colonel
Bye.
Joe Adams. Love talking with Colonel Joe Adams. The guy he's brilliant when it comes to the border and everything else that we're dealing with. I mean, it really puts things in perspective because nobody had any idea. Well, maybe a few of you did. I mean, about really what's happening down on the Texas border right now. And if that doesn't blow your mind, I don't know what will. That's why I was asking him how close we were or that situation was to TV outlets so that we could actually get some of that news out there. But anyway, we appreciate Colonel Joe joining us from that standpoint. So, hey, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back in our next hour, we got your news headlines. Eric Johnson's here, Chris Knight, Tabitha Hassell, myself, Vic Faust from Fox 2. We'll get into those. We'll discuss the Sam Page situation too. But the bank fraud is a big-time deal. You talk about people coming across the border doing all kinds of crime, what it could be physical, drug crime, whatever. Yeah, there's also another crime that's hitting us, and it's the bank fraud. It's the money fraud. We've got some experts that are going to be in studio to tell you what you need to look for, too. You won't want to miss this. Very interesting topic when we come back. You're listening to The Edge. The time is 8:54. Share the show, 100.7 The Viper. If you have any questions, you can go to the Facebook page, ask there, or give us a call at 636-695-2915. Back with more right after this.
Edge morning traffic.
A rough morning for Highway 61 drivers. Big southbound delays continue just north of Wentzville. There's about 5 miles of tap-and-go traffic. Traffic is also slow. Highway 79 traveling southbound from the area of Old Monroe south through the St. Paul area. There's been a major jam on 370 since the 5 o'clock hour this morning. Westbound traffic is heavy from construction. That slowing starts at the Discovery Bridge and makes its way back to the St. Louis Mills Road area. I-70 in good shape from the 6470 split over the Blanchard Bridge. 64 drivers, no problems for that eastbound drive into St. Louis County, but it's slow go for you once you reach the Chesterfield area. I'm Fox 2's Molly Rose. That's your Edge morning traffic.
The Edge Morning Show. Yeah, we know we don't start as early as the other shows because we're a lot lot smarter.
Good morning, privates! Good morning, Drill Sergeant! I mean, seriously, what a pleasant morning. The sun is shining and the birds are chirping. You seem to be in a good mood today. Astute observation, Private. Astute.
He's probably happy because he found out Honey Nut Cheerios can help lower cholesterol as part of a heart-healthy diet.
So, in lieu of the obstacle course today, I propose a nice meditative nature walk. Does that sound delightful to everyone?
Yes, Drill Sergeant! Have a change of heart with Honey Nut Cheerios. Learn more about Honey Nut Cheerios by picking up a box at your local store.
With everything going on today, it's easy to forget to take care of ourselves. Compass Health Network is here to help. We provide a wide range of mental health, primary care, and dental services for the entire family. Whether you need to talk to a therapist, get a routine health checkup, or have a filling replaced, Compass Health Network is here for you in person or virtually. Call 844-853-8937 to schedule an appointment or visit compasshealthnetwork.org for more information.
Shop local with Revolution Mattress in O'Fallon. When you come in, you talk to the owners, Kevin and Lisa. No high pressure and no salesperson stalking you through the store. Kevin and Lisa will help you pick out the perfect mattress for your body and sleep position. Most of their products are made in America with a 10-year non-prorated warranty. See why Revolution Mattress has 5-star ratings on Google and Facebook reviews. Revolution Mattress, locally owned on Main Street in O'Fallon.
If you want the best, don't settle for the rest. Come to F&S. F&S Collision Repair provides the best customer service, quality of work, paint color match, and paintless dent repair. They do it all. No job too big or too small. Just what your car or truck ordered. F&S Collision. Call today to schedule your appointment and get that car repaired. F&S Collision Repair.
Research shows that people remember radio ads with British accents. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need, take it from a Brit.
Oi, barmy insurance blokes filching dosh out your pocket. It's barmy. Liberty Mutual won't leave you skint, mate.
Can you just say Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need?
I think that's what I said, you blooming...
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Start with everyone with a brand new puppy they cannot leave home alone. And there he is now, disemboweling a sofa. Now narrow it to the puppy parents who need to get their prescriptions refilled today. For you, there's Walgreens same-day prescription delivery. Medication sent right to your door from the local Walgreens you already know and trust. So you can spend all day at home teaching your new puppy some manners. Elroy, roll over. Or just sit there and tilt your head. Aw. To join, text JOIN-RX to 21525.
Now another hour of The Edge Morning Show on KFNS Troy St. Charles. The Edge Morning Show.
Hi, this is Dr. Erin Huey with Tomasino Gerst Vision Source. We provide a ton of specialty care: glaucoma, diabetic eye care, dry eye evaluations, now myopia management. Typically, we see patients that need vision correction for a variety of hobbies, for work, most often glasses and contacts. Come and see us at Tomasino Gerst Vision Source, dryoureyes.com, 272-1444, dryoureyes.com.
The Edge Morning Show. Back in a moment.
Round up your trivia-loving friends for a fun night with the Boys and Girls Clubs of St. Charles County. And get ready to bring your game board, video game, and game show knowledge to the competition. On Friday, November 12th, doors open at 6:15, and your entry fee includes a table for up to 8 players and free beer, soda, and water. The Boys and Girls Club provides a safe, positive, and fun environment with youth development professionals, supportive relationships, and more. All About the All About Games Trivia Night information is on Facebook or register online at bgcstc.org.
Wake up. The new abnormal.
This place is a nut house.
The Edge Morning Show.
Viper Weather with legendary chief meteorologist Dave Murray.
Hi, this is Viper meteorologist Dave Murray. Monday, a mix of clouds and sunshine. The northwest flow is back, kicking out any unsettled weather. Windy and cooler. 55 degrees will do it for the high temperature today. That's much cooler than the 80 degrees we saw on Sunday. Then tonight, partly cloudy skies. It's a cold night. 39-40 for the overnight low. The winds will be dying down. Tuesday, sunny and cool, 62. Wednesday, clouds move in, developing showers during the afternoon, 62. Thursday and Friday will continue to bring chilly rain showers across the area, both Thursday and Friday, with temperatures mainly in the 50s. From the Viper Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray. Now back to the Edge on 100.7, The Viper.
Whipper River Electric, a Touchstone Energy cooperative. The Edge Morning Show.
Local headlines now with Fox 2's Vic Faust.
And guys, welcome back to the show. Your morning headlines are brought to you by Playoff Sports Bar and Grill on Highway K in O'Fallon, right next to Highway 364. The best happy hour in town, wings, burgers, and all the sports you can handle. You got inside, patio, and takeout dining at Playoffs in O'Fallon. We were talking about the Blues earlier. Got a great start, 4-0, sold-out crowd the other night as they beat up on the LA Kings. Well, they get back at it again tonight. Blues hosting the Kings again. One of the few undefeated teams in the NHL. Also, Sam Page, St. Louis County executive, was seen at the game Saturday night in the owner's box without a mask on. That's been some controversy to others, and he says that he was not breaking any protocol laws that St. Louis City still has in place. All right, we had some tornadoes come through the lead belt of Missouri overnight last night. Fortunately, at this point in time, no deaths reported. Lots of damage, though, as came through Chester, Illinois as well. You had St. Mary's, Missouri, Fredericktown. A lot of different areas hit by a tornado. We'll find out today when the National Weather Service arrives on the scene exactly what kind of EF tornadoes we had, if it was one, if it was multiple, from that sort of situation. There was also a man shot and killed in Old North St. Louis on Monday morning. Police are trying to figure out the situation of what happened there. There's also a murder investigation going on in Jennings this morning. And you also have a very interesting situation you can see on Facebook on fox2now.com. Critics are questioning Ameren, Missouri's Bitcoin Mina data center. Fascinating to see everything that's kind of coming through and out of that whole situation. You've also got more details coming out about the shooting death that happened on the scene of Rust with Alec Baldwin. And he would have been asked why he was given a hot gun in that whole situation. Very, very interesting. Former governor also coming out and slamming Kamala Harris for her new voting video, urging votes in the state for the Democratic nominee, which is Terry McAuliffe. And if you want to check out Fox Weather has a new, Fox News that is, has a new weather team. One of our former friends from Fox 2, Bridget Mahoney, is one of the anchors on the team. That's Look at Your Morning Headlines. I'm Vic Faust.
The Edge Morning Show.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. You're listening to the Morning Edge, the fastest 2 hours of morning talk radio. Eric Johnson is Eric, good morning. You're finally here.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm not. I know you just kind of sat back when you let the Colonel go to it. You've been here for a little bit.
Man, I don't even need to be interviewing him. He does a great job just talking.
That's the Colonel. Chris Knight's here. Tabitha Hassell. I'm Vic Faust of Fox 2. If you want to give us a call, you can. The phone number is 636-695-2915. Save that number. If you have questions for this next segment, of course, go to the Facebook line, 100.7 The Viper. Today, we have Chris Mosh and Carla Andrews in studio. If you could, all right, guys, tell us where you're from, because we are getting into all sorts of fraud that's going on, and this is a big, big deal. I don't know anybody that hasn't been affected in one way or another. And what are there, about 1,000 different forms of fraud, it seems like? I guess I can start with you, Carly. First of all, welcome to the show. We appreciate you being here. What do we need to focus on? What's happening?
Hi, yeah, and we want to, of course, say thank you for having us on here. We're kind of wanting to give a shout out to all our folks out there that are listening, all our communities.
And who are you with, too?
We're with People's Bank and Trust, the community bank here. We're at the Troy location, but we have locations all over the place. We're actually here just to give a shout out, like I said, to our communities, make sure our communities are aware of all the scams that are going on out there. What we're seeing a lot of right now is gift card scams, and we can talk to you about the different kinds of things that are going on with those right now.
Chris, so everybody can see you. Say hi. Yeah, we got you there,
Hey.
Chris. So what is your title? You guys have the same job then?
Sure. Well, actually, we have different jobs. I'm the new accounts manager with People's Bank, and Carla's in charge of e-banking.
What do we need to know when we start right off the bat when it comes to this? You said it's just gift card fraud?
Gift card scams is very relevant. Of course, as you all know, you've been scammed. I think everybody's fell victim to some sort of scam. But one we're seeing a lot of right now is gift card scam, and that's where somebody will call you. They could claim to be with anyone. Common one is the IRS. They're going to call you and say, you owe us money. We're going to have you arrested. The police are going to show up at your door. We need you to pay us now. We want you to go get gift cards, and we want you to give us the numbers off those gift cards.
And it's crazy that people fall for that. And not like that, but there's people who call you and say, well, they have, or they put it on Facebook Marketplace where they say they have a $50 gift card. You give them the money, and then the gift card has already been used.
Yes, and that's a very good one. The money's gone. Once you give them that, you're never going to get your money back.
Yeah, there's no recourse on the gift cards
And
once you give them those numbers.
Exactly. One thing that's really important to remember is gift cards are for gifts. There will never be a reputable company ask you for payment with a gift card.
And a lot of elderly people fall for that.
They do fall for that. And we're finding it's not just the elderly, it's actually younger people.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised by that.
I had a 30-year-old nurse that called me recently. She had been scammed in the IRS saying she owed money, and she went and she got the gift card. She said, I didn't feel right about it. She said, but I just couldn't stand the thought that my kids would come home and see me arrested in my front yard, so I gave them the money.
That's what they use. They use the scare tactics.
They do.
They make the people scared to tell people they trust, whether that's their kids, whether that's their parents, whether that's the bank. And they'll call you, and they really scare those folks. And then by the time that we hear about it, it's already too late. Like Carla mentioned, there's no recourse for them.
Is there any way to, and I don't mean to jump all over the place, but we're already getting a lot of questions. And I don't even know if this is something that's in your guys' your powerhouse, so to speak, but are home titles being stolen? Does that have anything to do with anything that you guys are dealing with?
Well, I can't say that I'm completely aware of that, but I could see how that could kind of happen with the electronic world that we live in. I think that that's where they can go online and find information and try to delve into that and try to get something to do with titles. That's not something that Carla and I are familiar with, though.
I will say on the home title front, though, let's kind of speak a little bit about that. There are sweetheart scams as well.
Yes.
They could either be asking you for your gift cards. We have had customers that have actually sold their houses and sent the money to the fraudsters.
What?
Yes. I've heard about this. That is crazy, isn't it? It is so sad. There are, and I always think it's elderly people. Maybe it's younger people too, but they prey on lonely people. They go on Facebook and they say that you're single. They see that you're single. They see that maybe you don't have family, or that's why people shouldn't fill out those stupid questionnaires on Facebook telling everything about you, which includes so much personal information. I mean, they can guess what your secret words are. It's insane.
Does there come a point where people are just too stupid to do digital banking? Because it seems to me like one PSA say, if you get a call from a fake IRS person, I mean, make it a national campaign. Don't do this, because it seems like at some point the individual has to take a little bit of responsibility for not being that gullible and naive to pull the trigger on giving their house title over.
Right.
That is very true. But as was mentioned a minute ago, some of these people are so lonely. You know, we've had COVID. We have people that are stuck in their houses. Maybe their family members aren't coming over, talking to them. That's very important. You know, it's very important that we let everybody know, everybody in our families, everybody in our communities. You know, there are scams out there. They are going to find every way under the sun to scam you. Another thing to remember is the money that they're getting out of these scams are mostly going to fund terrorism.
Right.
Oh, great.
That's
becoming
crazy.
a money mule.
Fantastic.
So you're basically funding terrorism, you're funding drug trafficking, and child trafficking and all that.
Does a lot of this start on social media?
It does.
Yes.
It does. Again, it goes to the people that are out there. They're on their computers every day. They're not knowledgeable, but we're forced into
that's
this
the point.
computer
Yes.
world.
Absolutely. You had a great point, because they are forced into this computer world. They don't want to be there. Most of them only want to be there to check on their grandchildren or see the pictures on Facebook.
Right.
And then these people attack them. And when you were mentioning about the quizzes that are on Facebook,
Yes.
please don't take
Like
those
National
quizzes.
Daughter's Day, National
Yes.
Sons Day.
Because you're
or
giving that information out to them.
You are. Where have you traveled? How many
Yes.
countries have you been to?
Yes.
When is your anniversary?
What's your favorite color?
Yes.
Exactly.
They're knowing all of your questions, security questions that could be
They
for
are.
things.
I've done that before.
Yeah.
I think
Eric.
Do you want us to slap you now? Or?
Please.
Yeah.
Hey, we're all learning here. I didn't say that I wasn't. I just think that people need to take a little responsibility. But you guys, I love you're here, because this is what the country needs, is to hear this with their own ears.
And that's why we're
You
here,
know?
because we're a community bank and we care about our customers. We care about our community. And there's a million other employees at our bank that feel this exact same way. They are so passionate. We don't want anyone to be scammed, whether they're our customers or somebody else's. It's awful.
And that is something to really remember. If you have any questions, if you think you might be in the middle of one of these scams, if you have paid anybody over the internet from a phone call, an email, any way, shape, or form you have paid them in a gift card, you have been scammed.
Absolutely.
It seems like if you had an amount over a certain amount, let's say $5,000, let's say $3,000, that it would be a mandatory call to your banker. You know, that just seems logical.
But people, Eric, unfortunately, this situation happens to people. Some of the cases I've come across start on social media. They see that somebody, a man or a woman, is single, and they're maybe older or maybe not necessarily older. And I've seen this. Somebody just sent me a message the other day. It happens to me all the time. It's some guy who says, oh, he's a widower. He's single. He's a doctor and wherever, or he works in the oil fields, or he's a military person. And then they want to private message you. Now, I know better, but if I didn't know better and maybe I was some lonely person, I might answer. And when I answer, guess what he's going to do? He's going to talk to me and make me feel important and special. And I'm going to start depending on him. And all of a sudden, he's going to tell me, well, he needs $1,000 because he's going to come and see me. And as soon as, of course, he gets here, he'll pay me his money back.
Has that happened to you, Tabitha?
It has not happened to me. But somebody posted on my Facebook page yesterday, you're not answering my messages. I really want to talk to you. And I'm like, scammer, get lost.
She is exactly right. But some people do fall for that.
Yes,
and
they do.
They're very good at what they do. These guys are sitting over in a warehouse somewhere in Nigeria, making phone call after phone call. This is what they do for a living. They're very good at what they do, and they do con these people. Yes, common sense, you would think, would jump out there and say, okay, this isn't making sense to me, but it does make sense to people. And people want to believe what they're hearing. They want to believe that somebody cares about them, that they're special.
Oh, that sucks.
They send them all their money. We had a lady that went to every payday loan place she could find. She had loans out on the title on her car, and still expecting this man to come over. He's going to marry her. He's going to give her back all this money. Of course, she's never going to see this person, and she's down and out.
We're talking with Carla Andrews and Chris Mosh for the People's Bank and Trust Company, giving us some information when it comes to fraud. Do you see an increase in this?
We do.
Absolutely.
Like, can you give us an example? Can you quantify it in some capacity? Is it picking up locally? Is it picking up nationally?
Nationally. In 2020, there was $3.3 billion.
What?
3.3 billion what?
Terrifying.
What do you mean 3.3 billion
That
what?
was how much cost
people
customers,
lost.
and they lost.
Oh
sending
my
money.
gosh.
Sending
Is it
money
insured?
to these fraudsters.
Is that money insured at all?
That money is not insured.
Sure,
Once
that's
that
why
money's
there's gift
gone,
card.
it's
It
gone.
really is?
That's why there's no recourse.
I had a story. Okay, so with MasterCard and Visa, you're zero liability, and your bank tells you that you're safe. You're going to use your money.
Yeah.
You're protected from fraud.
Okay.
I had a customer who thought that she was going to pay some deal to get a phone, and if she paid them all this money now, her phone would be paid for 10 years. I don't know. She went to Dollar General, and she bought $500 gift cards, one after the other, with her PIN number.
Mm-hmm.
She then found out it was fraud and was very upset with me that I could not give her back that money, that the bank should have known when she was out using her PIN number that those were fraudulent transactions.
Is it better to use your credit card for everything like that? Because it is easier to get money back
But
from a
that's why
credit
the criminals
card,
do this. That's why they ask them to use gift cards.
Because there's no
Right.
recourse.
They can't trace it, and there's no recourse.
On that part, it is using your credit card. They don't have access to all your funds in
Right,
your checking
right.
account. So that's why a lot of times there's a recommendation to use your credit card over using your debit card, because there are limits that every bank puts on your debit cards coming out of your account, but it is still having access to your actual
Okay.
own bank information. So
And
I
you
think
shouldn't even
that's
have to
why.
worry about that.
And
You shouldn't.
if you take your credit card out and you go and you do a PIN-based transaction and you buy a $500 gift card, you're not going to be reimbursed by your credit card or your debit card.
So
that is a PIN number. You did that transaction, and they cannot possibly be responsible for every
No.
customer that falls for scams and readily gives out their information.
No, it's like handing someone a $10 bill and then getting mad at the bank because you gave someone a $10 bill away.
Right.
I need my $10 bill back. Can you go get it for me? No, I cannot.
That is exactly the case.
So one of the things that Carla was mentioning about the gift cards is we had a customer recently that was a victim of this scam, and she was buying those gift cards, those $500 gift cards from Dollar General, Walgreens, Walmart, Target, wherever it might be. And she said, well, I'm helping my son that has COVID. They need to buy groceries. I'm like, what? Walgreens? Where are you buying groceries at Walgreens? That's just not normally where you go for your grocery shopping. So even though we mentioned to her, like, I don't think that's, are you sure that you're not a victim of the scam? They don't want to tell us. So please, when Carla was mentioning that, to talk to your families. I was at a meal this weekend, like a family reunion, and I mentioned some of these scams to them, and they were shocked because they hadn't heard about them. The more you talk about it, the better off it's going to be. I don't care if it's to your son, to your daughter, to your grandma, to your grandpa, to people that are in the checkout line at Walmart. Whoever you're talking to, make sure you share them that could possibly be a scam so you can stop them. We want to have like a coalition in our county to bring in other businesses so that we can help. So we can put stop signs at those gift card locations.
That's a great idea because too many people, a lot of elderly people literally have no one they can talk to.
That's right.
They may not have family. They might be embarrassed because they fell for
How
something.
about just a major marketing campaign? Advertising. Remember
that's why they're here.
Remember This Is Your Brain on Drugs commercials?
yes.
I still remember
Yes.
those. I don't want my brain turning into fried eggs.
There's states
It's also-
now. There are states now that are putting out big stop signs in the locations where you can buy gift cards that say the government will not accept gift cards as payments.
Yeah.
So maybe that'll warn somebody. And something else to remember is normally the fraudster is on the phone, on the mobile phone with these people
Right, while
as
they're
they're standing
buying
in
them.
line,
Isn't that awful?
saying, "Don't tell them what it's for. Tell them I'm your brother. Tell them I'm your sister. Don't tell them what it's for." And they're believing them, and they're telling them, "Don't believe what your bank tells you." And the merchants or the customers are unfortunately believing what they're telling them.
It's so sad.
Well, you also have to be careful too, because we hear Roz on the groups on our Facebook 100.7 The Viper saying they're coming on to Christian groups now too.
They are.
And
Fantastic.
using that as your avenue.
in contest wins.
God wants you
people
to
say,
have-
people say, "Oh, you've won money." My
Wow.
grandmother fell for that before she passed away. Somebody had told her, "Oh, you won $2 million. You just need to send us all this money, and then we're going to fly you to Las Vegas." And my grandmother was a smart person, but she still fell for this. And she ended up giving random people like $30,000.
Absolutely, that Publishers Clearinghouse.
What if you could tithe every month without
Oh
even
my
having
gosh.
to do it, push a button? Just every month it comes out of your banking account, a tenth of your. And people would believe that.
They
if
would.
The tithing thing is that you get to heaven, that's the only way you can get there, Vic. I don't know if you knew that or not. You have to tithe 10% of your income. And so if someone called you and told you,
But that's a legal scam.
That's a legal scam or an illegal scam?
Legal.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it's legal. Are you talking about people that go to
Using
churches and get money?
recurring charges.
No, Tabitha, he's
I guess I'm
talking about
confused.
the fraud. If somebody
Yeah.
isn't with a church and
Yeah.
is saying, "Hey, you can just do your tithe
So it's
through
just
us."
somebody calling a
Yes,
random
that's
person
what-
calling.
And getting
I've never heard of
recurring.
that. Does that happen?
It has
I've
happened.
never heard of
did.
that, but if it,
yes,
I
it
could
did.
see it happening.
Yeah, that has happened.
I thought you were talking about people sometimes who watch religious shows on TV.
No, that's a whole different
That
thing.
And
is-
they say,
that's-
"Send me
yeah, I don't.
$5,000 and you're going to heaven."
I don't know enough
No,
about
that's a
that.
whole-
but
that's a whole different topic.
That's
That's a
kind of
whole
like
different kind
yeah.
of scam, I think.
Is it really though?
But it's
Tabitha,
just getting
Tabitha,
scammed.
don't get caught in the
Let's talk
shuffle.
about the Publishers Clearinghouse,
Yes.
though.
Yes.
So that is the one where, and we'll say this all the time on frauds, if it sounds too good to be true, it is too good to
Okay.
be true. That's the one thing you have to think about. But Publishers Clearinghouse is a legitimate organization. You get stuff in the magazines and you say, you can enter to win. You don't have to buy anything. Well, people do buy stuff. They buy the magazines. Their name gets on that. Publishers Clearinghouse
yeah.
sells those names
Yes.
to others. And that is how the fraudsters get a hold of the name and use the Publishers Clearinghouse name to try to
Yes.
get into
Wow.
those folks.
They know
And it's
you've
terrible.
entered. They know you've entered the Publishers Clearinghouse, who then sells your names to
Yes.
the scammers, who then say you've won Publishers Clearinghouse, and they get you locked in that,
That
way.
makes sense.
Those people will believe, like what you were saying, where you send money ahead of time.
Yes.
If you ever are sending money ahead of time to get a prize, it is a scam, completely and positively a scam.
If
And
you
that is
won-
what they do. They'll say, send $2,000. This is for the taxes.
I got a question for
We've
you.
had
Then.
we've had people actually come to the bank that were actually dressed up, waiting for Publishers Clearinghouse to
Exactly.
come with the balloons.
Yes.
Let me ask you a
Stop
question.
it.
Yes.
So
True. And
I
they
don't
did
know.
not win.
I
Vic.
know.
They
It's,
did not
it's,
win.
it's just very difficult
Something
for me
like
to see
that-
how
yeah.
anybody could ever fall for
Something
God,
like that
come
happened to
on.
my grandmother.
It's hard for
yes.
me.
Yes.
If let me ask you this, it might not get into scam territory, but
Oh.
let's say I signed up for something 2 years ago, and I forgot I signed up for them, and it's a recurring charge. I don't know if
Right.
you can deal with this or not, but and you say I don't know how to cancel this with the company anymore. Can I come to a bank and cancel it via you, or is that impossible to do?
You can come to the bank and you can cancel it via us by canceling your credit card or your debit card.
Oh,
we're
you have
gonna
to-
Or
close,
your account.
We're going to close your debit card if it's coming off your debit card and issue you a new debit card.
So here's another thing then. don't give them your bank routing number, correct?
Your bank routing number and account number. gives
Don't
them
do that.
everything.
That's a no-go for
Unless you
recurring
trust the
charges.
company.
If you do that, though, you can come to the bank and stop those charges. It's almost easier to do it with the bank routing and account number than it is with your debit card.
Yeah, that's using the automatic clearinghouse. So we have actually forms that we can. complete
Somehow
that.
I
Every
got
bank does.
somehow I got locked into signing up for Sports Illustrated Kids Edition, and I could never figure.
congratulations.
No,
That's
not
fun.
congratulations. I didn't need to see Bugs Bunny and Michael Jordan together. Jeez, that's unbelievable. Can I change gears one more time?
Yeah.
I'm going to go national on you guys now. And since you work for the bank, it's just an
Well, we're pretty
opinion.
much national, right, Carla?
It's just
we are.
It's just an opinion. So we always talk on the edge. We talk about what's happening in national subjects. The IRS are the new bill that's coming out. They're talking about making it giving the IRS carte blanche access to your account for $600 transactions. Have you guys
$10,000?
Well,
Yeah, they
it
changed it to
started-
$10,000.
Even that is horrible.
But that's not fraud.
I know it's
No,
not
that's not
fraud.
fraud.
I'm just asking their personal opinion on this thing, since we have experts
they
in
can't
the.
probably give us their personal. I think that's a touchy
Well, ask
subject
them if
for
we can
today.
get. Is that a touchy
That's not
subject?
really why they're here.
It's not really a touchy subject.
subject?
It's a subject that we are very passionate on. That's a little bit ridiculous, and you cannot.
They can
be
comment
doing
on
the-
it. Thank you
be
very
doing
much.
The $600 rule.
Do you-
That's not.
And we
I
actually,
don't-
I believe we have information on our website too about that.
Do you have any inside information if that's going to pass? I know you guys. I know the banking industry has a
How
map.
important do you think we are?
This is very
Eric,
important.
how would they know? They're not in
Vic,
Congress.
you don't know the answer to the question if you don't ask the
Most
question.
banks, Eric, don't support that.
Right.
I
So
think we
banks-
need to all write into the.
Congressman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the banks, if you would hear like what she said, what Tabitha said, was that most banks don't support that because that's a lot of things for them to have to watch and a lot of things for them to have to send to
Absolutely.
the IRS. But, we'll see how it shakes out.
But just on a constitutional aspect of it, it's horrible, isn't it?
I do get the most questions out and about.
Can you
that
imagine
question.
that? I would, Vic. That's
Right
why I
now.
asked. I think that's
Yeah.
the most important topic of the day
It's
when it comes to
it's-
banking.
It is important. And the only reason why I said anything is just because they're here to talk to us about fraud.
That's
Yes.
fine, but these are bankers. They like to talk about all kinds of things.
Yeah,
like,
that's fine.
Like
We're getting
picnics.
to the end
You
of
like
the
to-
You're
segment.
thinking of the people that are getting the higher salaries than us.
Okay. Hey, you never know. You're never going to know. If you don't ask, you'll never know.
That's
well,
right.
True.
Yeah, we've been
true.
talking with Chris Mosh and Carla Andrews from the People's Bank and Trust Company. We got a couple minutes left. What did you want to leave our listeners and viewers on Facebook with before you guys get out of here today?
I'll go really quickly and just talk about a few of the scams really quickly for y'all that you've probably heard. If your grandchildren call you, your relatives call you, tell you they're in jail, they need money, send them gift cards, call with those gift card numbers. It's probably not your relative you're talking to. Hang up the phone and call the number that you know them to be at. Ask them. It's probably not them in jail. So do not give gift cards to those people. If something pops up on your phone and says somebody's used your Amazon account and they've
big one
charged
right now.
$1,000, don't click on the link. Log into your own Amazon account. See if that charge is there, or do you even have Amazon? You don't have Amazon, don't open the email. That's a couple quick ones. Chris,
Right.
you got a few more for us there?
Yeah, I want to tell you where you can go to get help. So if you do think you're a victim of identity theft, you can go to the FTC.gov, which is the Federal Trade Commission, and you can report it. There's also identitytheft.gov, which makes it a little bit easier to read. We also have links to those on our website, which is pbtc.net, that you can find out information about frauds and scams. And we always want to mention that if you think you're a victim of the fraud and your bank or your credit union or your financial institution isn't helping you, you're welcome to call us. Carla and I will take these calls
Heck
and
yeah.
we will help you as far as we can. Of course, a lot of that's going to be with your own institution, but that's what we're here for. It doesn't matter where you're banking at. We want no one to be a victim of fraud. We want to help everyone.
We're
We
all
know-
in this together. We're all the
Absolutely.
community. We want to help our communities. That's our family. That's our folks.
Yes.
Get the word out there. Do not pay anybody that asks you for payment with a gift card. It is a scam. Hang up the phone.
Have you heard of one from Amazon?
Yes.
We've heard of a lot from Amazon.
It's very
Okay,
popular
somebody
right
just
now.
put that on the Facebook line. Be careful with Amazon.
You're
Yes.
getting Amazon text and messages saying somebody's used your Amazon account to make a payment. Log into your own Amazon account. See if that payment's there. It's a scam. Nobody made a payment with your Amazon. Do not give
Never.
out any information.
And that's the point. Don't click on the links. go in there and log in yourself to places, or call the phone number yourself that you've looked up. Don't click on the things that you receive in text messages or on your emails.
Well, you ladies are fantastic. We've been talking with Chris Mosh and Carla Andrews of the People's Bank and Trust Company. This has been very, very enlightening. We appreciate it. Can we get you guys back on sometime?
You sure
Anytime.
can. Thank you for having us, and we're always ready to come back and give more info.
Next time, bring the donuts. I'm just saying.
Oh, yes. Eric, that's your job. Tabitha's coffee girl, you're a donut boy.
I'm done. I'm down. But it's Krispy Kreme or nothing.
There
Fine.
you go.
I'm good with it.
Ladies, we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
day. Yeah, we got to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have more of the Morning Edge with Eric Johnson, Chris Knight, and Tabitha Hassell. I'm Vic Faust of Fox 2. I know Tabitha is just chomping at the bit to go into what happened with Sam Page's, his reasoning on why he was not wearing a mask at the Blues game Saturday night. Eric, it was awesome. The crowd was electric. I was there.
They're excited to see Sam Page without that mask on. Is what it was.
They didn't show Sam Page on the big board.
Well, they should have, because oh my God, they're like, "Oh, the witch is dead. We can take our masks off now."
No,
and then Sam Page immediately said, "No, you must put yours back on."
So it's a great show. Kicking a Monday off the right way. Back with more Edge right after this.
The Edge Morning Show. Back in a moment.
Look, staying healthy isn't easy. Watching your diet, hitting the gym, avoiding stress. But a good night's rest helps boost your overall health and wellness. And it couldn't be easier. The new Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed is the only bed that effortlessly adjusts and responds to both of you. The result? You wake up ready for anything. Proven quality sleep is life-changing sleep. Don't miss our weekend special. The new Queen Sleep Number 360 C2 Smart Bed is only $8.99, plus special financing. Ends Monday. Special financing subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
You can frame the future with Habitat for Humanity of St. Charles County on Saturday, November 13th at 6 p.m. The Habitat Homecoming event includes dinner, beverages, and a fun holiday auction featuring raffle baskets and professionally decorated holiday trees and wreaths. Sponsorships on many levels are available. Go to events on our Facebook page or at habitatstcharles.org. That's habitatstcharles.org.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Message and data rates may apply.
Come on, one more rep. You got this. 10. There it is. Nice work, man. You're a beast.
Thanks, man. I feel better than I have in years. And I gotta tell you, taking Nugenix makes a huge difference for me.
Nugenix? That's the testosterone booster with TV ads with Frank Thomas. The big hurt, right?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is Testofen, which helps boost free testosterone levels and increase lean muscle mass.
Well, it's clearly working for you. Hey, are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, Nugenix is a great way to increase lean muscle and feel stronger with more energy and endurance.
Man, I need to get a complimentary bottle of Nugenix.
No problem. You just got to send them a text. Text TIGER to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix, the #1 selling free testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of new Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help get you back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text TIGER to 42424. That's TIGER to 42424.
When it comes to happy hour, Playoffs in O'Fallon has the best 11 to 6 every day with 275 domestic bottles and 17 TVs showing your favorite hockey, baseball, and football games. So grab a seat inside or on the patio at Playoffs in O'Fallon on Highway K and N. And Playoffs has a great menu too. Pizza, burgers, wraps, salads, sandwiches, and the best wings in town. So watch the game and indulge yourself at Playoffs Sports Bar and Grill on Highway K in O'Fallon.
Hi, this is Curtis Parks. I am the owner of Complete Auto Body and Repair. Family owned and operated since 1973. We've seen a lot of storms. We know what we're doing. We're here to help. Complete Auto Body and Repair has multiple locations in the St. Louis area that handles hail damage and storm damage. So if you had an issue or have an experience where you had to turn in a claim, please reach out to us. We'll handle all the red tape. We are Complete Auto Body and Repair. We handle everything from start to finish. If it's not perfect, it's not complete. Others can't compete with Complete Auto Body.
Dad, and service!
Oh yeah, and service.
Are you a business owner looking for funding? Greenbox Capital is here to help by providing easy working capital loans in as little as 24 hours. Visit greenboxcapital.com/apply now to fill out a short form and get started today. With funding from $3,000 to $500,000, Greenbox Capital can help. Visit greenboxcapital.com/apply now to receive a special offer of 10% off cost of working capital. Greenboxcapital.com/apply now and get business funding needed without stress from traditional lenders. Greenboxcapital.com/apply now. Fast funding for small businesses.
With Amdro, you can enjoy your backyard like never before. Our round-the-clock pest protection gives you the peace of mind to enjoy your great outdoors without a care in the world.
Cannonball!
Okay, we can't defend you against the splash zone. But when it comes to ants and other pests, we've got you covered 24/7. Find Amdro in the insecticide aisle at your nearest retailer.
Weber Chevrolet has been in business since 1902. No other car dealer in St. Louis of any brand can say that. Nobody sells more Chevrolet, period. Weber Chevrolet is one dealer with 3 roofs. In Missouri at Olive and 270, and in Illinois Metro East, Columbia, and Granite City. All easy to get to, just follow the 270 loop. Also, all online accessible at WeberChevrolet.com. Right now, Weber Chevrolet is open but very thorough in their cleaning, disinfecting, and social distancing rules. And don't forget, Weber Chevrolet service departments are award-winning and second to none. In fact, other dealers send their problems to Weber Chevy to fix. Now during this crisis, Weber Chevrolet has teamed up with Detroit to come up with awesome deals to help people save money and manage their budget. Discounts, incentives, and the ability to not make your payment for up to 4 months. Weber Chevrolet since 1902, WeberChevrolet.com.
Here comes more of the Edge Morning Show.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. What a Monday to kick off the week. It's already tough enough to get going on a Monday. The weather's not the best. Fall is here. It's a little chilly outside. Eric Johnson's here. Chris Knight and Tabitha Hassell. I'm Vic Faust of Fox 2. Eric, you weren't here at the beginning of the show when we were talking about, but I had a damn good time with my son at the Blues game Saturday night. It was packed. It was electric.
Can
it
I
was
ask a question?
sold out. Yeah.
Did everybody have a mask on all game long?
I didn't see hardly anybody with a mask
Come
on
on.
at all.
Isn't that the rule?
Here's what you saw. In the concourse,
Why make a rule if you're not going to enforce it?
You have people like, and I even did this because I was like, you'd have around your ears but pulled down underneath your chin.
That's still uncomfortable.
As stupid as this is.
Yeah, it's like the cloth beard.
It's very, no, exactly. And there was nobody who was asked to put a mask on.
And especially Sam Page.
And Sam Page was seen the next day.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a lot of political figures there too. People I recognize from business. A lot of people were there. The home opener.
Yep.
Blues are good. And then you see the picture of Sam Page the next day.
How do you not bring that up in a council meeting? I mean, how do you go? and say-
Technically, he wasn't breaking rules.
How?
But as Tabitha said earlier, the problem that you have is the fact that he's kind of the leader of all masking that people
He is a
may
dictator.
or may not like.
He's a dictator in this county. You have to remember, he is not you or any of us. He's not you or me. It's different for us to go to a Blues game and for us to sit down and we're eating or drinking. And you know what? When in the picture I saw, it looked like he was talking. He had a cup sitting in front of him. And you know what? You're technically, you're supposed to have your face covering on unless you're actually taking a bite.
I don't know. Was there
or a
16,
drink.
17,000 people? Nobody was doing
Exactly.
that.
So wait a minute. Was the rule, because this is what television reported, did you have to have a vaccine mandate? Go ahead.
No, what you do when you walk in, you show proof of whether you're vaccinated or a
COVID
negative test. And then you walk in.
Did you have that?
Or you can take a test there.
Well, that's how you have to get in, Eric. So you can't, but the lines weren't very big. And then the other thing about that is it was great to see so many people there. And at first when you walk in and you're looking around, you're like, oh my God, am I going to have to keep a mask on? Then you're like, no, you're good.
And neither did
Really?
Sam Page. And you know what really makes me mad is that here we have children in schools having to wear their mask while they're
This
sitting
is
down
the point that we need to
at
get
a
to.
desk. They're sitting down at a desk, little small children, and they have to wear their mask even when they're sitting down. Now, do not tell me that you only get COVID when you're sitting down and not eating or drinking. So as long as you have a cup in front of your face, you don't get COVID. As long as you have a plate of food in front of your face, you don't get COVID.
Yeah.
I mean, when are we going to say enough is enough? There's
Apparently
no
at the
common
last
sense.
Blues
It doesn't
game.
make sense. Sam Page made these rules.
Right.
He doesn't even care. And I don't care that he wasn't doing anything wrong. I don't care that he was sitting down with a plate of food in front of his face or a cup in front of his face. He was there with thousands of people And as a matter of fact, he was in the owner's suite where there were other people there unmasked who were standing up unmasked. You can see them in the photo standing up unmasked. But yet he was still there. He didn't march out and get mad and say, oh, man, you're standing there without a mask on. You have to have your mask on if you're not sitting down and eating. Why wasn't he? He's telling businesses.
Well, that's not the first one either.
They have to do
That's
this.
not the first one. This is the second picture we have of him in public.
There's probably numerous pictures, but the fact is, it's hypocritical for him to be able to sit there in a same suite with other people standing up without their masks on, and he's not doing anything or saying anything. But business owners have to refuse customers, or they have to lose business because they have to require these ridiculous nonsense.
And I think what's happening, like the Blues, like you said on Friday, I think it was Friday, you said that the Blues management, they're great people. They're red-blooded patriots, blah, blah, blah. But they are just subscribing to this bull crap just to be politically correct.
Yeah.
And I think they're doing that with lip service. And then once you come in, it's like, yeah, whatever we said, don't worry about it.
It was exactly that.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there just thinking to myself, going, you have got to be kidding me. Because my son, he's a junior in high school. He's forced to wear this damn mask at school. If it's going to be that, then everybody needs to have it. You can't have these wavering messages. And he's like, dang, nobody's wearing their mask. He's like, I guess that everything they said isn't true.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then there's the second part of this is we've been talking about it now for 7-8 weeks of the college football season, the NFL season, NBA basketball has started, hockey season. Tens of thousands of people gathering together. There aren't
illegal immigrant season. It's amazing.
There aren't super spreader events. Nobody is having super spreader events.
Yeah.
And the only people with the mask on or being forced in certain places are the kids. And then think about this. Consider what Illinois is doing. It's more stringent in St. Louis City and St. Louis County than it is even in the Metro East.
Yeah.
I know Madison County,
kidding
Illinois,
me?
they're not following mask mandates. They're not enforcing it. And like Gina said, here we have Sam Page who won't even
These
come
are just
to a
facts.
county
These
meeting.
aren't even opinions. These are just facts that are happening.
Sam Page won't even go to a county council meeting because he's too scared he's going to get COVID. But here he is at a Blues game.
That's okay. And gosh, you're on fire.
Anyway, well, it was Gina.
Yeah,
that made
she's
this
kicking
point.
ass.
I'm just repeating what I'm reading here. But
Go ahead, Tab.
Sam Page has refused to go to council meetings because of the quote COVID risk.
Yes.
Yet he's at a Blues game.
exactly, because it's all theater.
Now, I tried to think about this and go, is it because he knew that you've either been vaccinated or to get in at that point in time you don't have COVID?
Only if he's an idiot.
Because
It
he
doesn't
could
matter.
still technically.
Well, he is an idiot.
Well, I have to deal with this stuff on a daily basis. You guys don't. Where technically he could say at council, and people come to council, there's no proof that they've been vaccinated or that they don't have COVID at that time. That's the only thing I can think of.
So
It's so that he's
dirty
Yes.
people
Yeah.
coming to the council meetings, we bring COVID with us. But when we go to the Blues game, oh look, it's all the elites.
Well,
But does any of this really surprise you guys?
No,
Seriously.
no. He's an idiot. We all know he's an idiot. He's proven it over and over. We all know it's theater. We all know there is no
Chris,
common sense.
At first, when I saw the picture, and by the way, it was St. Louis County Councilman Tim Fitch who made it go viral, at least in the St. Louis area.
Good for Tim.
He posted it, and of course, it started to make its way around. Chris, when I saw Sam Page sitting there in a Blues jersey,
boom,
with no mask on,
not even a
in
Blues
room-
mask,
in a room full
you would have looked
of
amazing.
people with no mask, I went, oh, really? Oh, so yeah, Chris, it did surprise me a little bit.
Did the public service announcement, did the PA announcer go, don't forget at the Blues game, you must have your mask on, especially to keep people safe. And
I can't see that happening at a Blues
Did they
game.
do that at all? Any signage anywhere? I mean, what?
No.
None.
The owners
What?
of the Blues, most of them
Come
are
on.
patriots.
None.
That is unbelievable.
None. Come on, this isn't a Blues rule. This is a St. Louis
Exactly.
City
I know,
rule.
but they're the ones that were like,
But
look,
they're not, Eric. I know most of those guys. They are patriots as
I
much as
get
we
it.
are. They probably hate that they have to do this.
they don't have to do. They can say, screw this. We're the
Not
Blues.
really, they can't.
We're the Blues. We're the
I just
toughest
think
game in town.
I think it's funny that Sam Page is all about wearing masks, and he shows up to a home opener of the Blues
Well,
with
what
no mask on.
Well, Doug Moore's PR guy, who we work with, said he wore his mask in. He showed his negative vaccination, or he showed his
good
vaccination
question.
card,
Good question.
and then he walked to his owner's suite because that's who he was sitting with. and he took his mask off, and then that as he was eating and drinking and didn't break any rules.
Now, do you think when he was in the suite, now we don't know this, when he got up to use the restroom, because there is a restroom in the suite.
He put his
or
mask on
did
before he went to the bathroom.
Did he or did he not? We don't
Well,
know.
who cares?
And does it matter anyway? Because, I mean, is he going to get less COVID sitting down, eating?
Such a great question from Facebook. Did you start the Let's Go Brandon chant?
No.
Did you? We talked about
My
this.
dad, my son would have been all over me saying, Dad, no.
Do it. You
No.
say, son, this is how we get things done in 2021.
No, I would
It's a
never.
that's a bumper sticker.
But
by
you
the
know
way.
what? The crowd I was with,
They probably would have done it.
It would have. It would have,
dude.
It would have,
Chris,
lit very fast, and
Chris.
it would have gone like the wave.
We need an edge night in the suite.
Because that crowd was lively. It was wild.
Yes.
It was crazy. This was the first. Literally, think about this. This was the first game since like the second week of March where everybody could go.
Yeah.
And I was at that last game against the Dallas Stars.
Mm-hmm.
It was an amazing night. I was with a couple. I was with Kim that night. I was with another couple, who we've had on the show. Finney, who does all the fights. Him and his wife had a blast. That's when the Blues were in first place, defending champs. And it was awesome. This would have gone fast.
Come on, here's what I'm proposing.
Could you imagine this playing at the Blues game?
Chris.
No, because
against
it never
LA.
would. They would never do that.
The Viper, we've had a few outings in the suites, right? I think we should go just to start the chant and film it and do it ourselves. I'm not playing a game.
That'd be great.
I'm
You're
not
right.
playing. But if you go, Vic, you have to be a participant.
That's the shock jock coming out in you, which is awesome.
I'm not a shock jock. I just want to represent. They're doing this at Alabama games. We can do it at Blues games.
We got to get Chris on it.
I'm in.
I'm just telling you.
When are the Blackhawks here in town? That would be the perfect night.
Well,
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't think, aren't they playing like in other areas now and not in St. Because I know all the coaches from the Blackhawks, and I haven't seen them because they have not been coming to St. Louis.
Let's get Tony Twist involved.
He would
Let's
do it.
call Twister.
He would do it.
Yes, he would.
I don't know that he would do that.
Dude, he would be swinging off the banners.
I don't see him doing
Tony
anything
Twist
like
wouldn't
that.
be- Do you know Tony Twist?
Yes, I know Tony Twist very well. Let's call him up.
I don't see him doing that, quite honestly.
Are you nuts?
Twist has been right where you're sitting.
Has he
done
really?
some crazy stuff.
Oh, my God.
I thought that he's kind of calmed down now.
Oh,
really?
my
I mean,
Lord.
maybe.
Really? Okay.
I wasn't with him yesterday, but when
I almost had to act like Tony Twist when I went to Detroit, and everybody would only talk about Bob Probert being the baddest man ever in the NHL. And I'm like, listen, I'm into the hockey fights. I'll show you the website. He actually tied him.
Holy crap.
Lost to one and won 2 or 3 fights against Probert. Because I tried to tell him he was the baddest man ever to play.
That's
on.
not true at all. T Twist was the man.
That's what I just said. Tony
I know.
Twist was.
I know, but
not Probert.
No, I know.
Twist.
I was agreeing with you. I'm sorry.
Oh.
But I got news. Blackhawks are
I
here
just saw
Saturday.
that. I thought that they
Saturday.
changed like
I'm
their
not
schedule.
playing. PRL is off. I say we go get some high definition cameras and we start Let's Go Brandon in the Blues game. Edge style. Tony Twist. Call him up right now. Chris, screw your haunted house crap. Nobody cares.
Hey, Chris, can you still get a booth? Now, I've been in, Chris has rented some suites.
Oh, yeah. Chris doesn't go anything but green seats, man. He's all about the upper deck.
Oh, I know. And it was a couple of years ago. We did it 3 years ago.
I don't care. I'll go to the top.
Man,
I'll go to
Saturday
the
is
top
the game.
level. Yes, it's the Blackhawks.
He can't go. He's got a haunted house, man.
Suck, dude.
The Blackhawks barely have a team.
It doesn't matter. It's still we hate them with a passion.
I don't hate them.
Chris has the haunted house. This is his big weekend.
Oh God, never
That's right.
mind. You know what? I tried to
It's the
do something
weekend
good.
before Halloween, man.
It doesn't have to be the Blackhawks. Make it. If
Make
you're
it
gonna
a
do
better team than
yeah,
the Blackhawks.
They probably would be
God.
sold out for the Blackhawks.
I didn't even know. I thought something. I don't watch hockey, just so you guys know. I have no clue what's going on.
What do you mean you don't watch hockey?
I have never watched a hockey
So
game
you just
ever
go
in my
hang
life.
out with all the hockey
Time-
players? that
I
you
know
don't
you
watch
did
hockey?
not
I know
just say that.
That is like a reverse. You're like a reverse
I have-
groupie.
I have not.
You're
First
a-
of all,
you're a
first
hockey
of all,
groupie.
I am not. If you ever say that, I will jump across
She-
this thing
no.
and kill you.
Am I
had
losing my mind
I
here?
had a relationship with somebody who played for the Blues for 8 years.
But you don't watch hockey.
So I know people because of my relationship with him. I've never watched a hockey game. I've been to the hockey.
Do you have any romantic music you can
and
start
he
up here?
stopped letting me go because I played on my phone the entire time. So I'm not a sports
Who did
person.
that?
You guys know that.
What was his name? I mean,
I'm
it's
not
a public
giving
thing.
any names,
It's
and
a
we're not
public
gonna
Are
go
you
figure.
talking about your former boyfriend?
We're not
or-
going to go there. and
No,
talk
we're not
about
going to say
names.
his name.
I
No.
don't know who she's talking about.
Brett Hall.
Gary Younger.
We're
Gary
not,
Younger.
we're not talking names. We're not talking
It
names.
was Cujo. It was Curtis
We're
Joseph,
not
wasn't
talking
it?
names.
Barkley Plager.
Come on.
No.
And you guys all know who it is, and we're not talking names. But
One of the Sutter brothers.
But I am not a sports person. I am bored out of my mind at a hockey game.
You're
I
bored
play
out of
on
your
my
mind
phone.
at any
always
sports.
bored out of your
I know,
mind.
but I like the party, so I still like going.
Oh, I bet you do like the party.
That makes you a groupie.
That's not
That makes you a
groupie.
groupie.
It makes me like parties.
It makes you like partying at certain.
Don't call her a
No.
puck
Never
something.
mind.
Don't call
no,
her
no,
a
no,
puck
no. Yeah, because I
something.
will punch you in the head.
I
And
think I called her that
because
once,
that's-
and
What?
she
What
almost
was it?
came after
What
me.
was it?
because
I
that
just
is
wanted to-
derogatory. It's derogatory.
What
I'm
is?
not a groupie.
That is not derogatory.
It is.
Groupies
it
would be
is.
offended by with what you just
Well,
said.
as they should be. It is derogatory, and that is definitely not what I am. But my friend has a suite actually next to the owner's suite,
Oh, damn.
and it's a lot
Call
of
them
fun.
up.
Were they
And I
there?
wish
Call them
Wait,
up.
I'm
were
gonna
they
ask
there
somebody.
Saturday?
I'm going to ask if anyone was there on Saturday night, and
Let's
if they
do
can
it.
tell me if Paige had his mask on when he got up and down.
When he got up
Anyway,
and down.
anyway, I think we got to do this. Anyway, I digress.
fun.
I digress. Blues games, they're kicking ass this year. It's
Yeah,
gonna be-
so far it is. It's great. It's been fun. That's the deal if you get to a Blues game. The lines to get in, I was shocked. They were not as difficult as I thought they would be.
Okay, cool. That's good.
And we were late arriving.
Yep.
So late arriving meaning right as the game was starting. We got to our seats in time. And I was expecting to have to get in late. And the Blues did a great job of getting everybody in.
Detroit Red Wings, that'd be a good one.
Chicago Blackhawks, I think the door prize. What is it this weekend?
What do you
Oh,
mean?
Glenn says they're having a COVID gag ball giveaway.
Oh, that would be COVID. That would
be great.
As I just look over at Tabitha.
Yeah.
Tabitha's like,
Look at Tab.
She's not even phased by gag balls.
No, she is.
She's
Do you
like,
still have that picture of the gag ball?
I wake up with a gag ball.
Somewhere. I have like 45,000 pictures on my phone, but somewhere.
I
in
thought
there.
you were going to say I have 45,000
I'll
gag
never
balls.
forget that day. I will never forget
We
that.
have, and by the
saving a
way,
life for
our
people who
listeners,
don't know.
we've had a serious show. We're just kind of letting loose here a little bit right now.
What
I
else
was
can you do
saving
when
a
it comes?
life.
Okay, when it comes to what we're talking about is the ridiculousness of these mask mandates, of any mandate. That's what we're really riffing on, is how stupid it is for a sports franchise to say, yeah, if you want to come in here, you need a mandated vaccine, and don't forget your mask. And that mask needs to be on the entire game. And once you get in the venue, boom, everything just goes out the window. There's no way to enforce it. Teams don't want to enforce it. This government that we have right now is ridiculous. St. Louis County's executive sucks.
He doesn't even
gag
believe in
balls.
the mandate. He does not even believe in the mandate, because I can guarantee you, if he believed the mandate and he believed the science that he claims is there,
yeah.
he would not have been in a stadium, an enclosed indoor stadium full of people not wearing masks. He wouldn't have been in a suite full of people not wearing masks. He obviously does not believe in it.
He doesn't, and that's
Vic,
why
how
we're
did they
big.
check
That's
for
where we're riffing.
vaccines when you
you
got to the front door?
You would you'd show your negative test, or you'd show your vaccination card.
I don't
That's how
care.
they
So
did
you
all
had to
that.
do that.
That everybody did that.
he had to-
and that's
Wow.
why everybody.
Are they really looking
every-
at it, or they're just like, oh yeah, okay, you're good?
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
love to
More
know
like
if our
that.
friend Drew Collins,
Yeah.
if he would wear his mask the entire time in the game. If all of our liberal
Hell no,
friends,
Drew wouldn't.
Drew, would you wear your
No,
mask the entire
absolutely
time
not.
at a Blues? Do you even like the Blues? Would you, because you are a resident liberal, or if you're a liberal and you want to participate in this on Facebook, you can always check us out on Facebook. My question to you is, as a liberal, as someone who subscribes to being a liberal, do you look at your executives and say, I am going to wear my mask from start to finish, and once I get in my car, I will take my mask off? Drew, do you do that? Question mark. Moving on to the next topic, COVID. Wait a minute, I guess we're already talking about COVID.
None of the people who institute these mask mandates
Yeah.
believe in it.
Yeah.
The only people you see religiously following it are the people they've scared half to death, and now they wear their masks because they're terrified.
I did see some elderly people wearing masks.
Oh yeah, you will. The people who are scared absolutely will.
In the concourse. But from where I was sitting, and I was fortunate, I had really, really, really good seats right behind the net.
Ooh,
and
yeah.
that whole area.
That's Party Central down there.
Nobody was wearing a mask. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying
And good for them.
But
I'm
it's
not
just
complaining.
nobody had, and most everybody had a cup or something near them. Or
I was
or
just going to
food.
ask you that. So were beer sales down?
I don't know.
I
Or was
highly
everybody
doubt
drinking
it.
beer and no masks?
I didn't. Yeah, but here's the thing, though. There weren't. No, it was just no. People had cups, or they just were there.
Oh,
But
yeah,
here's
they
the
had
thing, though.
cups.
The Blues scored so many damn times, and there were so many goals that you were constantly cheering, or standing up, or cheering, or towel guy
I know
was
you
going
can't
crazy.
get COVID when you do that.
No.
And why can't we put a cup of water and like a chicken nugget in front of kids at school or an apple? Because they're not going to get COVID. Then they can take their masks off, right?
Yeah, yeah.
If they have a snack on their desk or a cup of water or juice or something, then they can't get COVID.
You see how ridiculous
In
this sounds?
general, you
see
still
how
may have people
stupid
wearing
this
masks.
sounds?
But before we get out, but here's the at the Blues game, I'm telling you right now, maybe less than 1% of the people there were wearing masks inside. That's a fact.
And but I go to Drew. I go to
that's
Drew.
The question is to Shara Jones. You put this in place. What do you think about that, including executive Sam Page not wearing one either?
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. Keep in mind, St. Louis University High School a few weeks ago dropped their mask mandate, and they had it drop for a week. But then guess what happened? They put it right back in place because of parents and teachers complaining. We want the mask mandate back.
Where was this at?
At SLU High. They put it back in place because so many people complained, Eric. So many people complained.
Well, you know what? That's okay. Because I'll tell you why.
I'm just letting you know.
And I'll
that
tell you
that's-
why. Because that's the
why there's
voice of the
out
people.
there.
That's the voice of
Exactly.
the people. That would never happen at Francis Howell High School. That would never happen at Zumwalt. That would never happen anywhere that we're affiliated with. You would not have parents running up to the school, superintendent. So that's a very localized thing. If the parents want it in a certain area, fantastic. The people have spoken. But this overarching mandate, this I am God, Sam Page, you shall do what I say and not what I do, that's ridiculous. That is dumb to me. And my question goes to Drew again. Drew, would you, as our resident liberal, would you subscribe to going into a Blues hockey game, not having as much fun as maybe you could, and keeping that damn mask on the entire game? You didn't answer. You kind of shifted the question. Would you do it personally?
I'm going to go follow Drew around and
I
find
think
out.
I think that's
I
fair.
know what he looks like. And I kind of know where he lives.
All right, there you go.
But you see,
it's
the fear. It's the fear that
Right.
made those SLU parents do this. It's the media fear, because you have said all morning, Vic, that there are no super spreader events in these
There
venues.
haven't been.
So how can there be
haven't
super
been.
spreader events in high schools and at SLU? Come
I don't
on,
know.
man.
Eric Johnson, Chris Knight, Tabitha Hassell, and Vic Faust of Fox 2. We got to get to a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll finish off the show strong, just like we brought it for almost 2 hours.
You know what they saying, ho? Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. You know what they saying, ho? Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. You know what they saying, ho? Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. Hey, you know what they saying?
The Edge Morning Show.
I ain't never miss it.
Today, I'm taking it to the streets to give people the good news. Oh, excuse me. Hello. I'm Flo from Progressive, and did you know...
No, I'm just waiting for the bus.
So then you have time to hear about how with Home Quote Explorer, you can check if you're paying too much for home insurance.
Yeah, if I was interested in talking to you, which I'm not.
Okay, I'll do the talking, and you just check if you can be saving, which is going to be pretty hard to do if you put on your headphones. Okay.
See if you're paying too much for home insurance with Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations.
Dateline St. Louis. Authorities have linked recent disappearances to infamous serial killer Eli Cobb.
Eli Cobb is back at the Cobb Factory. Doctor! And he's taken over Main Street in Old Monroe.
Do you believe in the boogeyman? Come out, wherever you are.
The Cobb Factory. Don't miss the terrifying all-new 3D experience. For discount coupons, go to iQuit Paper, A&W, Long John Silver's, and Spirit Halloween stores. For more info, go to panicfest.com. Now open weekends.
Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. What do millions of Vuse Alto consumers know? Well, they know that all Vuse Alto liquids are blended in the USA, with pods sold in tamper-evident packaging, and that Vuse vapor products are available at reputable retailers. And now, you do too. Get to know Views Alto at Views.com and get it in store. Views, charge beyond. Underage sale prohibited. Website restricted to age 21 and over tobacco consumers.
Hi, this is Curtis Parks. I'm the owner of Complete Auto Body and Repair. Now that things are back up and the vaccines are out, we are ready to get back to work. The kids are home, and I'm sure you're ready to go back to work too. We are hiring all positions. We are looking for everyone and anyone that wants to make life better for themselves, and we want you now. CompleteAB.com is where you apply. CompleteAB.com. Join the complete experience. No more sitting at home. Let's get back to work. If it's not perfect, it's not complete. Others can't compete with Complete Auto Body.
Dad, and service.
Oh yeah, and service.
He fixes cars.
People's Bank and Trust is helping you get a grip on your finances with our new mobile banking service. You can now manage your accounts, check balances, transfer funds, and pay bills all from the palm of your hand. Visit us online at www.pbtc.net for more information and to start using mobile banking. People's Bank and Trust, hometown banking the way it should be. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
DQ presents. Picture this. Picture yourself at DQ on Thursday, October 28th for Miracle Treat Day. You roll up to order a Blizzard with your friends and family like you have so many times before. But on this day, every flavor comes with a much-needed dose of hope. For every Blizzard you buy at participating locations, $1 or more will be donated to your local Children's Miracle Network hospital, making Miracle Treat Day the most satisfying way to give hope to kids in your community. Thursday, October 28th at DQ.
Now's the time for a visit to Jay's RV in Warrenton. Whether you're looking for a new or pre-owned RV, are ready to winterize your RV, or if you need service and repair, Jay's RV is the place for you. Jay's RV in Warrenton also does RV and automotive body work, so they can fix the dents and dings on any vehicle you have. Sales and service the way it should be. Check out the RV specials online at jaysrvrepair.com.
Now, back to the Edge Morning Show.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Once again, thanks to Colonel Joe Adams, who joined us in the 8 o'clock hour. And then Chris Mosh and Carla Andrews from People's Bank and Trust Company talking about fraud and gift card fraud to be careful of in the 9 o'clock hour. And of course, we spent some time talking about the Sam Page controversy of him being at the Blues game with no mask on. Tabitha just threw out a tidbit. In the search for Brian Laundrie's body in Florida, how many bodies did they find?
While they were searching for Brian Laundrie, they located 9 bodies.
I saw that.
One of them being a missing hiker that had fallen and died. But just think if we had a rescue team that had cadaver dogs and just searched every forest and swamp, we would find some of these people.
They're literally just stepping
9
over
bodies.
these people. They're going, this isn't Brian. Keep going.
Especially in Florida.
Seriously, what the hell?
Well, in these areas they were at, like out by Yellowstone and in Florida, those are areas where people go missing. And it's such like a vast open area that a lot of people, that's where people dispose of bodies.
Or they just are in the wrong.
One arrest was made, and one of the missing women they found, her husband had dismembered her, and they actually found her body and have already arrested him for her murder.
So
that's what I'm talking about.
At least something came good out of that horrible tragic.
9 bodies found, yes.
Wow.
Except that none of them made the news, but the Brian Laundrie one did. And now there's a theory that this isn't even Brian Laundrie, that they came and planted the bag.
You know,
I'm like, what are you talking about?
Now, but there's definitely some interesting information there because they only found a tiny, tiny part of him.
We'll talk about that tomorrow then. We'll do it tomorrow.
And you'll see it tonight on Channel 2 News.
I doubt that.
Eric Johnson, Chris and I, Tabitha Hassell, Big Faust, Fox 2. Thanks for joining us for the fastest 2 hours of morning talk radio. Have a great day.
Shanny's up next. Dan Bongino for others.